Hi, I'm Laura Cornelius. Now, yesterday was our second day here at the City West Hotel in Dublin for the Irish Poker Open 2019. We had 4 events taking place and numbers were steadily up in all. The 2K High Roller attracted a field of 84, it was 70 last year, and a prize pool of over €155,000. UK Pro Max Silver took it down for over €45,000. The Hendon Mob Championship was a new addition to the schedule and attracted a field of 238 and a prize pool of over €52,000. The €350 heads-up event continued play but had a final field of 58 after the cap of 32 was removed. And the PLO Deep Stack had 80 entries, up from 55 last year. Paul Davies taking the prize of just under $3K. Hello, I'm Laura Cornelius and welcome to the Emerald Isle and the start of the most prestigious poker tournament in Europe. This is the Irish Poker Open 2019. With 27 events scheduled to start this week here at the City West Hotel in Dublin, as well as the main event on Wednesday, which is again a €1 million guaranteed prize pool. It's set to be bigger and better than ever before. Event 1 here started just a little while ago. That was a €350 buy-in event, 6 Max Championship event, and that last year managed to attract 129 players. This year we have completely smashed that number out of the box and doubled it with 258 players. So if that is the sign of things to come, this is the one poker festival I would not want to miss.
doesn't go. Yeah, mine is broken. There's one over there.
Right, let's go. Hello everybody, we are back, and by popular demand, you've got your wish. Here is the final table of the ladies' event.
Call 4,000.
Yeah, so we are down to our final 8 runners, and I would like to welcome again to the booth Miss Lena Evans. Mrs. Lena Evans? Miss Lena Evans. Thank you. Come on, Lena, hold it together. Thank you so much for joining us. Lena is going to be joining myself and Dan if he returns, and we will be taking you through to the end of the ladies' event. So let's get right in amongst it. To give you guys some payout info, we are in the money now. There's 8 players left. I had a little look at the payouts, which Lena kindly has in front of me here. And first place, 4.6k euros, which for a one-day 270 buy-in event is actually pretty sick. Our 9th place finisher who bubbled the final table was Hiba Kamal. She took home 535 euros. And so we have 8 players remaining. We're coming to you on a 20-minute delay here from City West in the beautiful city of Dublin. Day 3 of the Irish Poker Open. So Lena, how's the trip been so far? Give me a rundown.
Well, this is my first time in Ireland, and I'm having a wonderful time. Looking for that flag still on my Hendon mob. Haven't cashed yet, but still trying.
So where are you over from?
I'm from the USA, California, San Diego to be exact. And what I've sort of done is chosen places I want to visit and then set up a partnership. What more perfect than set up a partnership in Ireland with the Irish Poker Open and be able to play and visit the country as well.
Loving that. So are you here until the end? Will you be playing the main event?
I'm hoping I'm here until the very end.
Yes, come on.
So,
That's what we like to hear.
So I booked my flights to planning to be into deep into the main event.
Sweet.
That's the dream.
So have you fired a flight yet, or are you playing tomorrow? Is that your first day one?
I fired one bullet into a satellite. That didn't work out so great. So tomorrow I'll probably go into the turbo. Turbo is right up my alley.
Okay.
So that's within my wheelhouse of talent. I like a fast pace, very fast pace.
Good.
And I get it over in like 4 hours.
And so did you play this? We had our very first inaugural America's Cup, which we were excited to have, catering, for the American, Canadian players. That was a great success. So did you fire this tournament?
I did fire the America's Cup. Well, there's one thing I noticed is that only the main event and the satellites had re-entry. So the America's Cup did not have re-entry.
It's a freeze-out, okay.
Yes. So all of the events here have been freeze-outs except for the main event and the satellites. So very different than what I'm accustomed to because I really like at least one re-entry.
Lots of rebuys, yeah.
Right. Well, lots would be fantastic too. But at least one. And so I fired one bullet. One bullet was allowed into the America's Cup, and sadly I didn't make final table.
So Lena, what you're saying is that an excuse that you only had one bullet and that wasn't
totally, absolutely. I hung my hat on that. I said, oh, there was only one bullet? Oh, I would have played it differently had I known. I didn't know this, Jared. Now you tell me.
See, any poker player worth of salt has a good couple of excuses up their sleeve.
I have a few more. Do you have time?
Yes, we do. You know what? This tournament is deeper stacked than I had imagined, so we might have, we might have lots of time. So
yeah, they're going into final table pretty deep.
Yeah, it's fairly deep actually.
Yes.
But if I will have to ask the viewers to forgive me. I've been in the booth since 2 o'clock, so if I start being delirious.
We'll try to pick up.
You know what?
Take over.
Exactly. If I start being delirious, just giving it down and leave it.
That's right.
Sweet. All right, everybody in Twitch chat, you have got your wish. Let's have a little read. What people are saying. Yeah, that huge bluff from Nikita. Thank you, Ghost of M, is made as a clip. One of the ladies out in the main event field made a sick bluff on our feature table.
8,000.
It really was an absolute beast of a bluff.
Nikita Luther. Who was it?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, brilliant. Love her.
Exactly.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
So in the chat we got...
as soon as she sat down, we knew there was something to this woman. She was playing pots straight away, and she was making good folds when she needed to, making good raises.
She's brilliant.
We checked
Glad
her
to
and
hear
it turned she had.
3 race.
We found she had
25,000 position
won
3.
the tag team last year.
A few results,
Yeah. So
definitely.
and here we have a 3-bet
Pass.
from Queens.
Vanessa waking up with the pocket queens. Monica making a very good fold. Actually started the hand with just about 22 bigs.
Fine raise in the book.
Correctly read the strength from Vanessa. So let's take you guys through the chip stacks. I believe. Oh, hang on a minute. If I can refresh this.
Do you want me to go through the chip stacks as we came into the...
Let's go.
Into
Lena,
the final eight?
Lena, take
Thank
it
you.
away.
And good luck.
Brilliant. So we were in the money at 9 players, and we had a total field actually of 70, which blew away last year's field. We had 34 last year, and today we had 70, so we more than doubled from last year. So very pleased about that. And so 9 ladies were in the money. We came to the official final table with 8. In seat 1, Christina Litmola from Canada came in with 148,000.
What are our blinds, Bill?
What did we come in
It's
with?
it's 2 and 4K at the moment.
Okay.
Yes, and for big blind ante. So we're playing a big blind ante here. In C2, we have Monika Michno from Poland. She came in with 91,000 chips. C3 is Vanessa Haney from the United Kingdom with 137 in her chip stack. And by the way, she is one of 3 remaining ladies in the Poker League of Nations last longer. So 29 women came into the last longer. They each contributed 20 pounds for a total prize pool of 580, I believe. So on top of whatever they win here, they will be getting 580. No rake. Hello.
Love it.
Wow.
Cash
Look
Monday.
At this, though, as well.
Oh,
We
hang
have-
on.
We have a raise
Oh.
here and aces behind.
Oh, Susan's
from
not going to
Rachel.
be able to get away from this.
Oh dear.
I mean, Susan could really. It's not.
She has
outrageous to
3x
fold
opened,
here.
it's true.
It wouldn't be an outrageous.
Now,
fold.
not
It
to be
depends on
biased.
Stacks behind. What do we have? Kristen's sitting there with 57k.
Every call,
as
every amount, everything.
This is a really tough spot with Ace Queen, to be honest. And in fairness, even with chip EV, this could be close to a fold. You're under the gun versus +2. This really is a spot where ranges are very strong. And Ace
My-
Queen
Call.
doesn't.
My
perform
lady
well.
Does
radar
call.
is a call. Okay.
Just call.
Susan in big trouble. She's going to have to improve or she is going to be left with 1K. And there we go, Rach
Oh dear.
has a lock on the
Oh
hand.
boy. There it is.
Now, I'm going to be a little bit biased here as a com. Rachel, who just doubled, that is Rachel Hannigan, one of my good friends. Rachel won this event last year, so she's going for back-to-back.
Oh, that's right.
She's going for back-to-back,
Oh,
so go on the Hannigan.
Come on, Rachel.
84.
Yeah,
So this is-
unfortunate situation for Susan there.
Yes, that was a tough one.
Look at that
Yeah,
poker
fuck.
face, well practiced.
Oh dear. So we came into the final 8 with Chris Reed in seat 4. She's from the USA. She came in as chip leader with 318,000, a commanding chip lead.
Yep.
The next chip stack even close was 148 with Christina. We have
Who's in
three. We have
C3?
3 Christinas at the final table, and I think maybe even the dealer's name is Christina. So
Oh, yeah.
So we do.
yes,
But they're all
right.
sitting 1-4. Oh no, 1-4.
See, we have Christina, Christina, and Christine. And then in seat 5 was Christine Dalen from Norway. She came in with 57,000. Seat 6, Susan Wilst came in with 75,000. Seat 7, Brigitte Metivier from Canada came in with 141,000. She's also in the Plan Last Longer, still vying for that 500. Did we say 560?
That's these stars.
The stars, exactly. And then, of course, Rachel Hannigan, who we just mentioned with the Pocket Aces, she came in with 84,000. She's from the UK
Goes the big blind.
and a known player.
And that's the ante.
Lena, well handled. So we are up to speed.
This is an interesting spot here under ICM considerations in a lot of tournaments where a player is all in for such a small stack that everyone else has to be very considerate of what hands they decide to play because
Yeah, we do have a
huge
money
amount of
jump
pressure,
incoming.
money jump.
Right.
And,
we know-
the
and
player
we
is
know the
under
move.
no pressure. She will either double or not, and anyone else entering the pot has to worry about getting what's there before.
So guys, in the Twitch chat, I want to see all of your comments and support for who you're rooting for. I had people messaging me all day long saying we need the ladies event final.
Oh, brilliant.
So I've been campaigning for the ladies, and
Thank
you have got
for
your wish.
support. Thank you for your support. So let's talk a little bit about Poker League of Nations, which is the sponsor for this event.
Please do.
And since we're talking about rooting for the women, the main initiative for Poker League of Nations is to bring more women into open events. So we're sponsoring ladies events all around the world. And yes, ladies do enjoy playing the ladies events and feeling more comfortable, but really our goal is to bring them into open events. And so that's obviously plus EV for the whole industry, because we're increasing prize pools, we're increasing player fields, and we want to be more than 3.4% in these fields.
Yes.
So that's the key, and that's what Poker League of
need to
Nations
have a
is
big
aimed to
blind.
do.
Whatever's
And
rest
it
will
is the
go in the
world's
end.
largest women's poker organization.
And have you been seeing a consistent growth since you launched? Are you one of the founders, or
I am the founder.
You are the founder, right? There we go. And so have you been seeing consistent growth since you set up the League of Nations?
Absolutely. So where we've seen the growth is that, well, we've committed ourselves to growing it personally, and that is because we're staking women into events. So we're not just encouraging them and supporting them, we're actually staking them.
So it's not just like an empty promise, not to use the incorrect phrasing, but you hear me. You're like putting your money where your mouth is and putting these ladies into the events.
Yeah, so we have
That's awesome.
we have like 3,800 plus members around the world, and we did an exhaustive study a couple of months ago,
All in.
and we found out why women aren't playing more poker. And it's not the reasons I think that lots of people would like to perpetuate, like sexism or anything along those lines. And I don't believe that to be true. And it was proven because in the survey, the lady said the top two reasons were bankroll and proximity to a casino or a card room where they could play.
Seen the guard.
So Poker League of Nations has addressed both of those issues. So with bankroll, we're staking ladies. And with proximity to a card
And you're
room,
getting them a taxi. You're getting them free Ubers.
well, we're bringing it to them because they don't even have to have a casino or a card room in their area. The ladies are having single table satellites in their home, in their bar league, and then we're sending them to the main event. So say the ladies here in Ireland, they want to play the main event, but they don't have 1,100.
So Lena, just for one moment, we will return to that. Let's sweat Susan's all in. She is all in for 2 and a little bit big blinds. I feel like we need to give Susan her moment.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
So she does have 2 live cards against the Ace-3 of clubs of Bridget and the King-Jack off of Monica. If you're interested, you're able to listen into the table talk. I think there might be a bit of confusion here about if there's a side pot.
Yeah, she opened it and then closed it.
Yeah.
I've got them in one ear and you in the other.
That's what I thought too. That's why I said.
And here we go. Susan has actually flopped a double gutter.
Double gutter.
And 2 live pair draws. This is about as good a flop as it gets. As you can see, her equity is actually the favourite. And she has, but she has to fade the spade.
Spade or a 9.
Or a 9.
She does.
Oh,
Or
wow.
not even a 9, in fact.
Wow.
I love the fact that she's there's still a live side pot and she's basically celebrating. I'm loving that work from Susan. She's essentially
Susan's come back from the dead here. She had 1k the hand before. She's up to 31 now.
Wow.
Susan's
She had
essentially
1k. Handed though. She
Dragging
was
that
all in
pot.
for 1k.
that was so great.
incredible.
Susan was essentially like, "Oh, I can't believe it! I got
like
there!"
that.
And
that.
but Susan, we're rooting
But-
for you. We love it.
Well done.
Too good.
see the blinds.
So yeah,
That's poker.
Susan has gone. Yep, that certainly is. She's running it up now from 1k. She must have around about 28k now.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
a little bit more.
No, that's why they call it
It
chipping.
happens, right?
I won a
Absolutely.
WSOP ring, my second WSOP ring. I won with
Here come the brags. Here we go.
2 big blinds at dinner break at 10:30 at night. 2 bigs.
Very nice.
3 hours later, all the chips.
It is amazing,
So
especially
that's
tournament.
right, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's not the only story. I've heard a number of stories, and I know the guy, like Ben Keyline, who won a WSOP bracelet with 1 chip.
With 1 chip.
Behind.
Incredible stuff.
It was amazing last year. So.
It just shows you guys you can never give up in this game. It's very easy to go on 5 or 6 double ups in a row. Certainly not unheard of.
You just have to stay positive. It's the fortitude involved in playing poker is just
All in.
there's a psychology.
And here we go.
Uh-oh.
Sorry to
Wow.
cut you off,
Oh,
Lena, but
she's
Susan's
getting
in the
it.
mix
Oh, dear.
yet
Okay.
again. She has
Ahead
42k
of
somehow.
Ahead of the moment.
Christina's going to
gonna
call.
snap
She has a
them.
monster
okay.
stack.
Great spot for
Yeah,
Susan.
Susan's
She's
going to
got
be
the flush
thrilled.
draw live.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Gonna need an ace or a backdoor straight.
Or straight.
She
Oh,
does,
a
a
10
10 will
maybe.
get her out of it.
10.
Ah, good game, Susan.
Great comeback,
So
but
Susan,
Yeah.
sadly.
So there we go.
Susan's eliminated and she cashes for €615.
There we go, guys.
Eighth place. Well done, Susan. Good game.
So, guys, just to keep you aware of the payouts, our next place out, 7th place, will take home €690, 845 for 6th, 1,150 euros for 5th, then 1,535, 2,305 for 4th and 3rd. 2nd place will take 3,070 euros, and our winner of the ladies' event will take home 4,610 euros, plus our wonderful ladies' event trophy,
And the Tiffany
which is in the
bracelet.
booth. Oh, all right. Who added that in?
The Poker League of Nations. That's our signature
Can I join?
prize.
Can I?
Come on,
Can I
babe.
join?
Come on, babe.
What about
Is that
it's-
here?
Yes, we have it here. So that's our signature prize. All of our ladies champions.
I want to join, Lena. It's 2019. What if I identify as a female,
you
like everyone
qualify.
else is doing?
You qualify.
Right, sweet.
You have to pay 10x to buy in, though.
I've always thought I had nice feminine wrists. Anyway,
That's fantastic.
beautiful.
So Tiffany being obviously a real luxury brand, and what woman doesn't want a nice light blue box?
Gorgeous. What was the buy-in for the event?
The buy-in was $250,
Great. Yes.
and
here.
so
At
now
4,500 for the winner.
exactly, and if you consider the Poker League of Nations patch lasts longer, there's another $560 in there, and the Tiffany bracelet. So it's just plus. I mean,
Great.
Irish Open, top notch.
Absolutely.
We don't mess around.
Rachel has jacks here.
Jack's here, pocket.
We have a raise
Jacks
to
for Rachel.
10k from the hijack, and Rachel undecided what to do. I'm wondering now, is there short stacks behind, and she's slightly worried about getting all the chips in here, maybe?
You know what, Rach
With
is
40 big blinds, she probably just should shove it in, but she may be
Yeah,
worried.
she's going for the 3-bet call, and she gets it
Fair
through.
shoving, but yeah, I mean, she's going to get a full 5 suited here pretty easily.
You know, Rach is she takes her time a lot. She's very considerate when she plays at the table.
Right.
You know, you might have some insight to this, and this might be, I'm not sure if this is a stereotype from me or what, but I find that ladies' tables, they seem very intimidating, right? I don't know, when I'm watching, it's super stony-faced. Is it the intensity of, like, the will to win or something? Like, look, everyone is, you can see everyone is pretty focused. There's not much
It's
table
interesting.
chat.
It's actually more difficult for me to play in women's.
Yeah, right? So, because lots of ladies
events.
say that, right?
Because,
Can you give some insights into
well,
why
for
that would
me
be?
personally, because I think I have a more male sort of thought process.
Okay.
So I think pretty quickly, and I play fairly aggressively, and I feel like a lot of times the ladies are thinking so long because they're going through all the scenarios, because women are so analytical, and we're very good at multitasking. So you're thinking about, okay, what if she has this? Or, I mean, so they're going through a lot of thoughts in their mind.
Whereas we're the cavemen and have no thought process. Is
That's
that what you're
me.
saying?
I'm with you guys. I've already decided what I'm doing. I've already decided what I'm doing, and
Sure.
what I really like is the shot clock, to be honest. What's your opinion about the shot clock?
Oh no, how long do you have?
Uh-oh.
There's just lots of different angles to it, I think.
I think it's great. I find it especially good just for me, because
There you go.
when I don't have a shot clock, I will tend to spend as much time as I can get away with.
My visit here is
This
going to be
spot
short,
where
I think.
I may have a decision.
We're not getting
And I'll-
along with the mic.
I usually, like, if the shot clock was in play, I would just think faster, you know?
Sure.
I think it is a great thing. It makes me think faster in spots where I would do just get lazy. Like in this event, I can get lazy in the first 10 levels because there is no shot clock. I can
Absolutely.
just kinda sit there and think.
The only thing that I dislike about the shot clock is that I love that they brought it in to try and make things, you know, fairer for everyone and stop excessive tanking. But I think one thing I have experienced is that certain players then take 30 seconds every hand, no matter what.
Oh, that's
So they're sort of
outrageous,
abusing it slightly,
Yes.
like circumventing the rules of
Well-
why it was intended. And one thing I don't like to see penalised deep in tournaments is, you know, this time card system that is now also
Yes, the
coming in.
time banks.
And I mean,
Fold.
let's just say that you
Fold.
have like a sick 12 people left in a tournament, a million up top, and you have a horrific decision that is going to take, you know, some time to process it, and you're somehow down to one time bank card. I'll finish my story in a second.
Okay, what have we got here?
Christine is all in with Queen 10 suited.
And Kings behind.
All in 45,000.
Bridget,
Yes,
please
that's
forgive me.
Christine Dalen in seat 5.
And this is not looking good for
With a
Christine.
very good shove, Queen 10 suited, very standard.
And Christine is probably the shortest stack at this point.
Oh boy,
So Bridget.
she's got a
All in.
monster.
Yeah,
Five.
taking her time
know
deciding
she's-
whether to isolate or flat.
Yeah, a good.
I
you
like
have to
the
tank there
I
for a
like the
little time.
isolation.
Sure.
That's my move too.
And the tank is
Fold.
good as well because you don't
Fold,
want
sit, two.
And there you
Oh
go,
boy,
Vanessa actually
Vanessa.
has a decision. I think she'll get away.
She'll get away from this, I think.
Yeah,
It's a bit
Fold,
too much.
three.
very accomplished, easy fold. All right, so Christine is going to need a lot of help here. 2 undercards to Bridget's pair of kings. Here we go.
It's a bad card for Bridget.
She does have some
Okay.
backdoors
We
working
got a
for
back
her.
door.
With the 10 of clubs.
And that is it.
Yeah.
We are going to lose Christine, our 7th place
broken,
finisher,
This is broken.
picking up €690. GG, Christine.
All of a sudden we're 6-handed.
No, it can happen fast.
And Christine was in the pawn last longer, so we have 2 ladies left
Oh,
in the last longer.
so Vanessa and
Brigitte.
are in the
Last two.
contention.
Interesting. And, they're both
And they have
very close
similar
to stacks.
stacks. Interesting. £580 extra sweat for them. Very interesting. Thank you for getting back to the action. Hey, don't you worry, I'm a professional. My eyes are always on the board. Although it was Dan that nudged me, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, we'll watch.
Getting long.
But yeah, back to the point I was making.
The middle.
I think that that is brutal. That if, let's say there's €1,000,000 up top, there's 12 left, and you somehow have one time bank card left, and you're left with a river decision for all your chips, and they expect you to act within a minute when there's $1,000,000 on the line, I think that that is completely unfair. I'm all for speed of the game. I think that it's very important, right? And but I've seen people in that spot, and you can end up rushing that decision. That can change your life. That decision, right?
But you would never have had online. Online, you would never have had that
Yeah, but
decision
we're
either,
not
because
playing
you would have
online,
used
right?
your
I
tape
know.
back on a scoop or something like that.
I agree, but just, I don't know. Personally, I think live, there's a lot more things to take into account. You got all the noise in the casino, you got the pressure of the rail of a big tournament.
There are ways to combat the
Sure.
time you have available by
I would like to see some adjustments.
maybe
Yes.
when you are low on time bank cards, every time a decision is on you, instantly ask for a count of chips. Because if you want to
what I
spend
do.
time, you have
Yes.
to ask for a count,
You
and that'll
need
give
the
you an
count.
extra 40. If you don't feel like you need the count, you can start thinking while they're counting the chips.
True.
And that'll give you an extra 30 seconds. So, there are ways to gain yourself a little bit of time when you're short in time.
Yeah, Dan, good point. I think essentially we all want the game to be fair and flow well. I think there are still kinks in the system, basically, but it's always hard to make everyone happy, unfortunately. And we're poker players, right? We always find something to moan about.
And
And I-
unfortunately, the only way people can know about the kinks is when, like, they would have to know that you're in a very difficult decision.
Right one.
And
One on
face
the right.
the
Yeah.
whole cards can't be turned up, so it's very difficult for them to know, okay, this guy only has 2 time banks, but actually this is the most difficult decision he's ever going to face. You just have to assume that he's been left in a very unfortunate spot, and I mean,
I do like the
Everyone else would be
idea
in the same
of adjusting the time as well, though.
Four fold.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know even though. Maybe they could call it like, give you like a golden tank card that gives you
Right.
5 minutes that you get one.
golden tank.
One only.
Yes.
that's a great idea.
I don't know, like you know, just one 5-minute tank card that you must
yeah.
you must really be selective of when you're going to use it.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess it's always going to be difficult to make everyone happy. But
Of course.
we will see going forward. You heard it here first, guys. That's my $1 million idea, the golden
Like the
tank.
golden- I'm going to go out and trademark that.
Hey,
Okay, I'll
behave
share, I'll
yourself.
share.
So, guys, looking at the chip counts, Christina out in front with 87 big blinds,
Huge stack.
and Rachel in second place,
She's
right
coming
in
up,
contention for
right?
back-to-back titles, which would be pretty sick. Followed by Bridget, Vanessa, and Christina, all with around about the same stack, and Monica with a little
one
bit
fold.
of work to do to get back
See
into
two fold.
contention.
C3 fold. C4 fold.
Right, so Lena, you know these ladies. Who do you make the favourite Obviously, Chris, is it Chris? Yeah, Chris has the chip lead.
She has the chip
Call,
lead,
seat 7.
but
Would you make her the favourite in terms of ability? Do you have any insights? I'm putting her right under it here, right?
Rachel is tough. I like Rachel. She has ability. I mean, Christine is tough too.
That's a very
We've
interesting
all
spot.
played, and we know that having the chip lead does not mean luck.
Sure.
Seat 6.
So Dan, you want to take this? This is a limp spot, small blind on big blind.
Seat 7.
Yeah, sure.
Let's
It
go.
looks like a very interesting pot here. They both have very strong hands on this board, blind versus blind. Queen high flush draw, which stands to be good, quite a reasonable amount, and even without improving, versus King 8 with a flush draw, which will want to put a lot more money in the pot.
Yep, Bridget is going to barrel.
So we see 12k, 6k on the flop, 12k in the turn, and now very interesting spot for the Queen of Diamonds here. It's you might feel like your hand is good as a decent amount with Queen High, because
gonna
Ace
go
High
three.
shouldn't be betting too much.
22,000,
A 10 will probably check back, and basically all you're giving.
Call.
Yeah, she's calling, and she's hoping to see kind of maybe 9-5 with a 9 in diamonds type hand here, but unfortunately the king was.
Yeah, nice hand rate.
Showing,
So she
yeah.
pads her stack out to 244k,
Good play there.
putting herself right into the mix to retain her title.
That would be amazing.
That would be pretty sick, to be fair.
Back to back.
Hey, you never know. Rachel, very good friend of mine in the poker world. She works for Party, looks after the players wonderfully. You know, she's super amazing at her job. Hey, if Rach wins back-to-back titles, we're gonna have to campaign to get her to change jobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Might have to
That'd be
happen.
prestigious.
I don't think Party will ever let her go. Maybe she gets a big raise if she's like, you know what, I'm leaving. They'll all
Bye-bye.
panic. I think they're going to panic and boost those numbers up.
Just the threat of it.
Gromage in here says, "Hey chat, I don't know why, but I want to know this. Where are you all from? Anyone from Austria here?"
Where?
Austrian? No. Oh, maybe he's asking about who's in the chat. but
Guessing
not
he's
us.
Austrian?
17,000.
Yeah.
Oh, in the chat.
I mean, obviously we're not Austrian. I mean,
We're not even Australian.
we don't even sound.
All right,
close
so
to it.
back into the action. We're folded round to Rachel in the small blind. She's elected to come in for a raise. Oh no, sorry, we have a raise from Bridget. We don't know her hand. Rach
Okay.
flats in the small with 8-9 of diamonds.
Bridget making a 13k here.
Bridget opened and Rachel flatted in the small.
Yeah.
Check.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said Rachel. So we don't know
3x.
what
She's made it over
Bridget
3x
has.
here. She's
Yep.
made a very big raise, which seems really good with her stack actually. She's kind of wielding a large stack by.
Bet 21,000. Seat 6. Call,
So
seat
we
7.
will suggest to our tech team to give Bridget a little shout and get her to put her cards on the reader, which
There
will
we
help.
go. Turns out she's got the king 3 of
We can see she had the king 3 of clubs, actually flopping a very big hand.
Oh, nice move. Nice move.
That takes it down with the C-bet.
Well, Bridget has all my chips, by the way, so
Oh.
she may take them all the way.
Does that mean we're rooting for her or not?
I don't mind, absolutely.
By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, Lena is doing a spitting motion off the screen. So Bridget, beware in the future.
A lovely young lady, and we were on the table earlier together. She's from Canada.
Oh wow, look, Oliver is Australian. You know, I do a very good Australian accent.
Let's hear it.
I didn't know this. Castle,
Alright, so
but
let-
I'm not sure if I want to know.
I know, I'm not
Alright,
sure if
go on,
I want to
let's-
do it now either. Alright,
You put yourself on the spot
let's,
here.
let's do a hand history, right? Or Bridget fouled in the king 3 spades. Ren
Four,
Reich
7.
fouled in the jack 7.
I mean, it's good. I like this.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Here comes Christina,
Queen, seat one,
rising from the small
13,000.
blind with I7 offsuit.
Oh, it's glorious.
And that's it, picks up the pot.
Wow.
Nice. Nice work,
Nice.
Christina.
That's
Bonza.
some good stuff, man. That's some good stuff.
That's pretty solid, isn't it?
I'm
That's pretty
impressed.
solid.
I'm impressed. I was spending a very bad impression there.
Sure. Come on, Dan, and you come.
Played until 6:30 last night. I got 5 hours sleep.
Maybe a little farther.
I'm running
Adrenaline.
pure. That's why I was
All
like,
right.
oh, no, half hour.
Apologies,
we had some
apologies,
paparazzi.
Twitch
We've gone
chat.
from the
There's a
commentary
little
booth to the photo booth.
Yeah.
Apologies, Twitch chat. I think that's pretty good.
Oh, we're dinner after.
Yeah, very nice.
Is that Tony G speaking?
No, come on now.
I don't believe
Come on
we've
now.
seen Tony G in quite a while.
All right, back into the action. Christina under the gun, folding 7-6 off.
C6. Fold.
Here we go, round 2, Rachel.
Raise C7.
With the jacks,
13,000.
once again, Rach, picking up
Oh
jacks.
wow, Rachel. Oh wow,
Oh.
Christina with queens. Oh, it's a very unfortunate
Yeah,
spot for Rachel.
huge cooler here.
Fireworks coming.
We're 30 big blinds effective. I think the money just goes in here. Would expect Christina to 3-bet and Rachel to shove in general.
Raise
That's my expectation.
Yeah. Unless Rach has a really solid read on how Christina plays, there's no getting away from this.
Call.
Brutal cooler. Yeah, Rach does quickly move in. And she is going to be a 4-1 underdog. So looking for a jack.
Blackjack. Not to be.
She does have backdoor hearts working for her. There's one. Rach needs a heart or a
Ouch.
jack. No. Christina finds the full double up through Rachel. Big cooler there, nothing Rach can do. And that catapults Christina into second place in the chip counts.
And once again, I have to say, I'm quite impressed with how fast everyone's playing in these.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Those hands went in very quickly, and a lot of the time that we could still be waiting on a decision here about
Sure.
a 4-bet, and yet we're still on to the
I feel like I need to
you know.
give Gavin a rub down for that's how you play queens, brother. Sorry, mate. Harsh but fair. Harsh but fair. So, guys, you can see the chip counts there. Now, Christina. Oh God, there's 2 Christinas. This is going to be a sweat.
Monica
Is the
very
third one
short
out?
here.
There was a third one. Oh yeah, she's.
She's
We're going to have to call them 1, 2, and 3, I believe. But yeah, with that double through, Christina with a K, doubling through into second place in chips.
And that's how fast it happens.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, it just shows you sometimes we can be as skillful as you want. Sometimes you will get some coolers where there really is no escape. Rachel, though, still has 26 big blinds. Certainly still workable. Yeah, there's a few comments in the chat about the speed as well. I mean, I'm sure the ladies are tired also, right? Tournament started at 4 or
Started at 4
6.
p.m. So
Yeah, right? I mean, we're coming up on 12 hours. No, not quite. 10 hours. So,
it took a very long time to get from final table to 8.
a long money bubble.
Yeah,
Yes,
long bubble.
and also a long bubble to
Yeah.
official final
So
table.
we would expect
Sure.
this, where people are.
C4.
And the Jack
So
3
we'll
offsuit
be
is
ordering
limping here.
breakfast.
I feel like this is a very wide
wow.
limp from the Jack 3 off. Vanessa has to be very careful here, given there's a player who has very few
4-bet
chips.
10,000.
Sure.
Still in the
Limping small.
tournament.
See.
Fold
But
C3.
yeah, she's checked and folded obviously to the ace. She probably could have been put in here by Christina, so. But in any case, with the Jack 3 off there, I feel like that was either a. Probably should have done one
What's your
3.
opinion about when a player shows one card?
In a spot like that, I mean, I often
guys,
feel
carry on.
like it depends on the player that's showing it to you, but a lot of the time it's meant to give you a sense of you made a good fold. You know, you made a good fold. I had a good hand. In a small pot like that, there's few people who would show a card with the intent to angle. In a big pot, there's more intent to angle. So when a card gets shown, you might feel like it has more of
Fold C1. Fold C2.
an imposition that they were bluffing, or an indication they were bluffing.
Do you ever show cards?
Fold
I do show cards from time to time, but in a spot like that, I'd probably never show, just because the pot's so small. I don't really want anyone to know what kind of ranges they were up against. But in a big pot, I could be very tempted to ask someone which card they wanted to see, and then show them one or the other. If I knew that either decision might change their mindset quite a large fraction. It can add some fun dynamics, especially if you're in a tournament where you're interested in getting some dynamics going. To show one card.
Anything that's a possible read or information is not advisable.
Yeah.
So I really try never to.
Bet
But it's
C4,
interesting
8,000.
people show because they feel like, okay, you made the right fold, and they feel like they're sort of power positioning.
Yeah. That can often be the case. As someone is just saying,
Fold, 6-6.
I have the hand, you made a good fold. You should always
So
make
next
the
time,
fold.
exactly.
Yeah.
So next time, when I make the raise,
Would you find that happens quite a lot versus you specifically? Like, I often wonder how women
Bet, sit four,
in poker
12,000.
face, like, what they see more often than men see.
Fold, sit, six.
And when a guy gets shown a card by another guy, it tends to be a kind of conciliatory move to say, look, I'm not messing with you. But for women, I often wonder if the card is meant to show a kind of a don't mess with me kind of tone. That's what the tone is trying to indicate, like I show a card and it's meant to tell the woman don't mess with me because I'm an alpha or whatever.
Right, I think it's a good question because because women are such a small
New delegate.
field.
Thank you for the game. All the best.
Good
luck.
Noticed.
Good luck with the
You
mark.
can't hide. I mean, another guy sits down, most people will notice. But I feel like there are
Looking at
times
the chat.
when that is definitely a power move from gentlemen.
Good luck, ladies.
There are some times when you chat up with gentlemen and he just feels like, oh, I'll just show it to you just to be nice. But it's very difficult to not be noticed as a woman playing poker.
Actually, whenever I sit down, I find that everybody notices
Everyone's
me.
looking at
I like
you.
to use my male wiles.
You're noticeable, man.
I like to unbutton the top button, give them a little glimpse of the chest hair, give them a little look at the goods.
Get them
And
all turned
I
on.
find that the whole table wants to talk to me.
And show you cards.
Never do that.
Fold to you.
I will show the
We've
chest
all
hair,
been
but
there.
not the cards.
What does it take to
One
fold to
fold.
you?
To
What do you
pass.
have to do for that?
Oh, never. Never. All right. So Vanessa, innit?
Vanessa here with
Yeah.
Queen 8.
She
She's
has
not
some-
got a stack that should
Pass.
really be opening here.
Four,
Yeah, she has
the
some-
Jack 3, she
I
should know.
definitely would have opened with Queen 8.
I feel like just
Actually one of my
Six
favorite
calls.
hands.
yeah.
I think
She does have to worry a little
Oh,
bit here
Rach, here we go.
about hands behind, and especially with the way Rachel there has waked up with a hand. Woken up with a hand would be the better word.
Yeah, I mean, there are some interesting ICM considerations, right, in terms of laddering up. I'm not sure whether that's a concern for Vanessa. Some people will just ignore it and be like, I'm just going to play for the win. But we can see there that Rach is the short stack, and I think Vanessa is next up the ladder. So she, it would make some sense for her to tighten up, try to outlast Rachel. But I don't know. I'm not sure if you have.
I'm always looking to ladder up. I mean, we're here to make the money.
Exactly.
Obviously, we're going for the win, but you've got to ladder up in order to go
course.
for the win.
That's it.
So,
And that's the reason why folding a hand like Queen 8 suited there is.
Oh, look,
is
Monica's actually the shorty. She's going to be all in as well.
she's
two
really
nines. She's delighted to wake
So
up with
that
this hand.
actually makes
So, all
sense
in?
in terms of Vanessa and Rachel. Kind of want to wait until Monica
Absolutely, yeah.
hits
Four.
the
Absolutely.
rail.
Another reason why that Queen 8 suited
Yeah,
fold
nine
made a lot of
bigs.
sense.
8 pass.
So you've
And
got
one
to be
pass.
very aware of the stacks at your table.
Absolutely.
I guess to let her wait. Correct pronunciation.
The blinds there.
Yeah, no action. As we can see there, 3 of the ladies less than 20 big blinds now. We're getting a definite divide between top 3 and bottom 3.
Yeah.
I can see this being close because even one double from the bottom of the ladder throws you right back up into the mix. So
Like second place.
turning into quite a turbo-y structure, which I'm sure the ladies won't mind too much. Probably tired at this point of the night. I'm being
folds.
tested to my limits of
Four
stamina
folds.
here. And Dan, I want to say thank you very much again. No, I'm past that stage now. Thank you to Dan and to Lena for joining me for the conclusion of the ladies' event.
Maybe
Six
order
folds.
breakfast though, FYI.
We might be, honestly. It might happen.
Very tight
fold.
fold there from King 9 suited, I believe, in the cutoff from a stack who very well could have opened. She was playing 100 and Bridget playing 32 bigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could have
okay.
put some pressure on the players behind. It would have been a hand that
Yeah, she
Definitely
can
played
go
this
for a
out.
raise fold.
do you find that under ICM a lot of people make very large adjustments
Yeah.
in either direction? A lot of people make very little adjustment and they just keep opening the hands they would have played, and a lot of people make very large
they make
adjustments
too
the
big
opposite
an
direction and they start
adjustment, yeah.
folding hands they should have opened. And a King 9 suited there from that position was a hand that definitely should have been
Sure.
opened, really, given her stack. She just may have been a little worried.
You know what? I think that actually ICM as a concept is something that is actually not as well understood as people think. Like often, the difference between 6th and 5th, for example, might be like, you never want to say negligible, but in terms of, And in terms of
In the
looking at the
top-heavy
difference, exactly. In terms of looking at the difference between 6th and 5th,
One
and for
cost.
example, the difference between 3rd and 1st, for
Sure.
example, is normally pretty huge. So, like you were saying, Dan, I think sometimes people are very wary about making a mistake. You know, about. I mean, it stands to reason. I don't know much history about the ladies. You know, it's always nice to have an insight into their mindset. Do
Yeah.
they want to get top
Yeah.
3? Like, is that, you know, something that they would
Because-
be really proud of personally? Are they not bothered
Fourth
and are happy
place.
to come 6th? And all this type of stuff can all interact.
I think we all want to win.
I think so.
I want to come second.
Well, this pot kind of gives you an
This is a
indication
really
because
interesting pot.
what's happened here is Christina off 30 bigs has flatted the button versus
So check,
under the
three
gun
check,
with deuces.
four check.
It's a very thin flat in the first place, but Ace-9 suited coming along with 10 big blinds behind from Monica here, and Vanessa then completes the Queen 10, which seems fine.
One bet.
Yeah, Monica's
There's a lot
actually
of
had a candidate to
5,000.
jam pre, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think Vanessa actually needs to fold the Queen 10 off here in the big blind just because
To fold.
she's getting a great price, but when Monica's so short, she really doesn't want to bust ahead of her, and Queen 10 off is going to be dominated.
Three
a
moves
lot of
all
the
in.
time.
Wow, and
In
there
any
we
case,
go.
she's
Four
not
folds.
walked into a hand here, which works out fine for her.
Mega tactics.
She's going to take down this pot, but very
Fortunately, but speaking
precarious
right-
spot with Queen 10 off
Speaking
suit.
just what we were talking about.
Absolutely.
You've got to pay attention because
And she may have felt with Monica already in the pot, she could still
87
flap.
is
because
all
Monica
in.
might still bust a hand, but this hand just stands to be dominated so often that it's
Absolutely.
a very precarious.
Especially in a
hand.
four-way
Given
spot, right?
ICM there with
Yeah.
players shorter,
There's lots of king, queen, ace, queen, jack that can
Agreed,
really
yeah.
that can send us into the bin.
especially from Christina
no
here,
faults.
flatting the button,
Yeah.
who is going to have a lot of that. And even Monica in the small blind, who's playing off 10 bigs, is likely to be flying maybe some
Yeah.
queen jack, queen 10, or king queen type hands.
Dark Angel, don't you worry. The lovely
it's not
Donna, who we love dearly, she says, "Thank you, Andrew. I owe you a drinking Malta. You don't owe me anything." I love it, really. I like to complain, but it's all for show.
New level.
I was there
I
for
don't
the
know.
battle.
In fact, yeah, Donna, Donna is a massive supporter of the poker online Twitch
The
community in
Glockman.
general, and an all-round wonderful lady. And I met her in Malta for the first time. I was there for Battle of Malta
Yes.
and some of the other stuff. And you don't owe me anything, Donna. I mean, they are paying me. I can just charge them overtime for this, so it's completely fine.
6 folds. 8 folds.
All right, back into the mix we go.
Christina
Now,
here with
Christina,
ace 10
fresh off this little misstep with the deuces, should be coming in for an open.
One is raised
Open
into
here.
18,000.
Again, this is the kind of hand that I feel
folds.
when people
Can you please complete the bet?
adjust badly
It's
under
eight
ICM,
for the
they
big
tend to
blind.
fold a hand like this, sometimes thinking that they just don't
Three
want to
folds.
get sprayed with. And it's the kind of result like this that makes them do it, because they get 3-bet and they think to themselves, why did I open a hand that got me punished?
Sure.
You know, because I
Nice.
was under pressure.
Yeah, I mean,
And realistically, people need to wake up with hands to do this a lot of the
To
time.
51,000.
They may
Six
screw
four.
with you from time to time, but not as often as you think. So you still
Absolutely.
need to open a hand like ace 10 off here, and when you get played back,
Swallow
it's a
your
bit
pride
of
and just let it go.
It's a bit annoying. to
and
get
she
played
does
back,
though,
but
which is good. Good fold.
folding in the first place would be a big mistake.
Yeah, and I mean, this is again an area of poker that's changed over the last years. Is like the theory that the big stack there could, in theory, just 3-bet Christina with almost any two, right? Because if Christina busts, she all of a sudden goes from almost you never want to see a lock for 4th or 3rd, but she is joint 2nd in chips at that moment. And if she busts now, it's a disaster, right? Like if you're joint 2nd and then you punt it in with ace 10 into a big hand and bust 6th, you know, like we looked at the money jumps, the difference is 800 euros to maybe 3k, right?
Eight folds.
It's a huge disparity between the two.
1
So
fold.
you would expect, like,
2 folds.
you would expect Chris to really just go after this final table now.
Absolutely, yes.
She has all the chips. She can raise almost every hand.
And that's also,
And look, here she goes,
that's
and
also her MO.
and look at that. But that's
Right.
great to see that she's aware of the way the chip stacks are.
22.
She's aware that the
24.
ladies have to play very
22.
honestly. Like even
Yeah.
here, Bridget with ace 6 off. This is not a spot that you're happy
it's a
about,
very
right? It just
dicey
shows
spot.
you straight away.
Really dicey spot.
Like,
I mean,
honestly, folding here would be completely correct.
it's really tough spot here because you have someone sitting with 50k chips.
There you go.
You just
See?
have
It
to
just
wait
shows
for
you.
them to bust. Now,
It's a
I
good
would
fold.
think I probably wouldn't fold there as Bridget. I might flat
He's
foot.
using the stack very well.
Lena's sitting here like that. I'm not folding ace-6 here. There's just not
I'd
a
agree
chance.
with Lena. I'd probably have flat as well, but I can understand where she's coming from. You know, she's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah. But like that hand is just an illustration that if our opponent in the big blind is just folding ace-6 to a single raise, like Chris should just open every hand.
Yes.
I think
sure.
And
every
she will,
single
and
hand.
She will.
Yeah.
For sure.
And maybe 8 times out of 10 she might just get it through, and you can just pad your chip
One
stack.
fold. Two folds. Three
We
folds.
call it Chris is
One
in
fold.
the catbird seat. For your throat. Look at
6 calls. And 8. And 8 checks. Set up.
All right. Bridget does limp
Heads
the
up.
small blind.
Might
Rachel
have been
checking
a-
her option.
Decent spot to put Rachel in there from the small blind as Bridget.
checks.
High variance
Eight
with
checks.
the 10-7 off, but
Perfect.
Rachel should be folding a lot of hands, especially a hand like King 7 off.
Yeah.
Given how short.
Now Bridget turns a double gutter. I would like to see her lead here. This is good to see. Rachel not showing any aggression on the flop, which likely means that she's going to be quite capped here. Expect Rachel to bet the flop with all of her Queen X, I think. A bunch of her 8X also. So nice pickup from Bridget. Most players aren't balanced in that spot, right, Dan? You're not going to see a player check back with 8-6 here,
Agree.
almost
Agree,
ever.
yeah.
So nice pickup from Bridget.
A great spot to start putting a lot of pressure on.
We only could see our cards when we're playing. Oh my goodness.
And the blinds have gone up, guys, to 4-8-8. So all of a sudden, this is turning into a real turbo affair. Every chip stack less than 30 blinds, apart from Chris. She's just in a dream of a situation here. So what I would like to see from a theory standpoint, at least, is Chris to just really ramp it up and just go for a huge aggression frequency in any case.
And Vanessa here is making a good open.
Racing
I believe she's
20,000.
making an open with ace-9
Four
suited.
folds.
It's again, this is going back to the spot we said earlier, where people tend to overfold
Eight
spots, where
folds.
they're worried that there's a short stack behind. But
1 fold.
ace-9 suited is far too high up in the range that they would have opened if there wasn't ICM in play. But they still need to open it. The hands they need to start folding here are the hands that are right down the bottom of their opening range. And ace-9 suited is far too far up to be worrying about that. So you just open it, and if you get played back at, so be it. You have to make a tough decision, probably fold.
It just shows
But,
you again the illustration of the money pressure that Christina just insta-folded King 4 suited in the big blind, which normally would be a defend, right?
Yeah.
So it just shows you the pressure.
And her sizing was good as well. She opened big to force the big blinds to fold more hands.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you want under ICM, because post-flop can get very tricky when you are worried about smaller stacks behind.
3 folds. 4 folds.
Just having a little look at the Twitch chat, seeing what's going on and seeing who everyone's rooting for. So Bridget is going to step out
calls.
with the 8-9 of hearts. Interesting, she's elected to limp. Which is kind of interesting.
1 calls. And 2 checks.
Monica is very short. Maybe she thinks that she can just limp and realize equity
plays.
post-flop.
I feel like Christina's complete here is very risky, but
Yeah.
1
Looks
check,
like this
check.
checks to Bridget and
not
she
gonna
bets
be-
small and wins.
6 bets. 12,000.
Yep, nothing
Bridget
that
gets
these
this pot
two
a
ladies
lot.
can
1
do.
fold. And 2 folds.
So just as a reminder to anyone who is just joining us, this is final table coverage of the ladies event here at the Irish Open. We are coming to you on a 20-minute delay from the City West Hotel in the beautiful Emerald Isle of Dublin. In the booth with me, I have Mr. Dan Wilson and Lena Evans, who has been kind enough to join us for the end of the coverage. I am Andrew Headley, and I am your commentator for the week. Mr. Finton Gavin will be rejoining me tomorrow, where we pick up coverage of 1C and 1D of the main event.
You're doing a fantastic job, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
I appreciate you guys.
Okay, pocket fives for Christina.
Let's
That's a fine open for Christina.
Let's have a Lena analysis hand. Here we go.
One
I would
false.
open here too, but maybe a little bit bigger, frankly.
Two folds.
We've got folds behind. Nothing worth calling here.
Folds.
See, that was easy. And we made it easy on you.
That's
What
it?
was the
Wow.
sweat?
That's awesome. Where's the paycheck?
10 out of 10 on the analysis. We'd listen to it again.
Christina opens and everyone folds. Brilliant.
Stephen, what time is the Day 1C live stream? We will be starting at the same time as today, 2:20 p.m. UK time. I'm getting a little rest though, and I'm getting the first 4 hours off because
Because it's
how I roll.
Because it's
There's no
2:30 in the
antes.
morning.
Nothing ever happens.
because they bring me in later. They bring in the big guns, you know, like later on in the evening.
That's right. We have to save you.
That's right, exactly. No, the real reason is that I'm tired and I've been in here for 14 hours already. But that's fine. That's why we are here. We've been loving the coverage so far.
Bridget folds, Queen Jack off.
Now
suit.
come on, Rach, in it goes.
Rachel is
All
going
in.
to.
See, Rach ain't scared. She's going for the win.
One false. Two false.
She is shoving into the big blind, but it looks like she's getting it through.
It's gone.
False.
Got it through.
Again, with these very big blinds and antes, that's close to a 25% chip up for Rach there without showdown, which is huge.
Just dragging the pot.
Yeah, and there you
So
go,
there are the
guys. There
payouts.
are your payouts. Beautiful work from the tech team. I don't even have to announce it. Loving it.
Thank you. Thank you, Tech.
No, you're
We
big
do
blind.
have, speaking of the championship and the trophies, we have the trophy in the booth and it is really beautiful.
They're nice, right?
I really wanted to get one of these.
Small.
There's still time. Still time.
We just have the slot for the cards. No, that one doesn't.
It's on the side. Eight
Yeah,
false.
Donna, Finton can do some work tomorrow, that's for sure. I'm going to put my
One
feet
fault.
up and have a nice relax.
Two false.
You're not playing it, Andrew?
Doing what?
Play any?
Nothing. No.
Three false.
Basically they decided that I just had too much ability and it would be unfair.
Six checks.
Naturally, that's not the
Heads up.
reason, but I mean, it's a bit of a conflict of interest, right? And I could have played before coverage started, but you know,
Fire a bullet or two.
Four checks.
Oh,
Six
wow.
checks.
oh, Christina has limped, and I like the flop check. She's trying to give a little bit of rope to Bridget.
Oh dear.
Unfortunately for her, this is going to
Four
go
best
get fold.
10,000. Six false.
Queen 3 with the Queen of Diamonds actually would have been the worst call in the turn there, but
Yeah, probably just
It's,
looking to not tangle too much
yeah,
with the
she-
chip
she-
leader.
She doesn't want to get involved.
Well,
Wow, look how close!
Where's-
Look how close. Second to fourth place, essentially all tied for second. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here when the shorter stacks do bust. Typically, we'll see the game open up a bit because we'll have to at some point, right? With the second, third, and fourth all having similar stacks.
I think they're waiting for Monica with four bigs, right? Does she have four bigs?
Yeah. Now, Christina, again, this is so tricky. Like, it seems like a really
Oh,
easy
my
open.
goodness, yes.
It honestly is a smart fold.
Two moves all in.
Seems ridiculous,
Very
but
tough.
with 20 bigs,
Ace Jack off.
ace
Three
jack,
false.
yeah.
Four
I have to
false.
say I'm impressed with what Christina's been doing, frankly, because I wouldn't
Six false.
be as tight.
Oh, Rach is getting the
boy.
prize.
5,000.
Look at Hannigan, she just wants to win it. You gotta admire it. And here we go. Monica
Do it.
is at risk.
66 to 30.
We did see a jack folded by Christina under the gun. So Rach is very live here.
Very live.
King
Looking
Jack.
for some clubs, some low cards. and some
Six
straight.
flop.
She has King Jack. I don't know what she's gonna do, right?
Great flop for Monica. Rachel drawing to runner here.
Runner.
As you can see, 97% for a double up. And there it is. So just like that, the stacks flip round, and Rachel is now our short stack with 8 big blinds
It's
remaining.
amazing, isn't
And
it?
Ace Jack will be happy with her fold as well because
Yes.
it would have
Yeah, I think Monica
right.
puts it in with 4 bigs here.
instead.
No question. She's under the gun now, I think.
Now to very short stacks. So Christina, Vanessa and Bridget are in really horrible spots here because they have to wait for both of the short stacks to bust. It could take time, but with their stacks they just have to wait it out, and it makes things very difficult for them.
You know what though, it does make me long for the kind of glory days a little bit where no one cared, right? ICM, whatever. I'm just gonna go ballist and just play my game.
Yeah.
It's like quite rare to see it, and here we go, Monica looking for back-to-back
Oh,
doubles.
wow.
And it goes.
Love it.
To move all in.
Yes. I'm going to see what Chris had, but
Yeah.
she folded pretty quickly.
6 folds. 8
Tough for
folds.
anybody to call here really without a strong hand. That is not a
That's
strong
going to
hand
be a
face.
fold. That's
And
going to
one
be a
fold.
fold.
She does show.
2 shows Ace King.
And just like that,
And you
Monica,
scoop.
new life.
Scoop those pots and you can ladder up.
Christina really here now, given these stack sizes, can put an awful lot of pressure on people.
Yeah.
Anytime it gets folded, Christina, she
Just-
can almost
just open
any
every
two
hand.
at this point. It's a great spot to start putting.
Big blind and
You
anti-please.
don't have to just shove every hand, but you can just open to a sizing that forces people not to defend their blinds.
Yeah.
And I mean, the odd time you will find a hand to play back with, but overall, she should make a huge amount of chips. She's
Absolutely. Agree with all.
Here we go now, Vanessa with ace.
Now, Vanessa has an
Don't
okay
stop.
hand.
This would be a great spot to limp with as Vanessa on the gun. She's in a really horrible spot as one of the middle stacks.
I
And
think she'll raise here.
3 is racing to 20,000.
One thing I will say is that I don't foresee
4
Christina
folds.
just getting
6
ballistically
folds.
out of line, right? Even though she should 3-bet with
exactly.
lots of
Exactly.
hands, I don't
I haven't
get
seen
that
her get out of
impression
line.
that she's just going to, 3-bet any two. So actually people might be able to open wider than they think. Even though,
2
right,
folds.
theory might say that she shouldn't.
You're right. I see the points because she hasn't gone out of line, and if I'm at the table and I notice that, I might open a bit wider
I like it.
because I'm watching the chip leader. I'm watching to see if they use that stack to their advantage,
As you certainly
8
should
for the
be.
big blind.
and sometimes they're not. No matter how large
8.
the stack is, sometimes they're not using it.
That's it.
And we call it bullying, but it's smart.
It's a smart adjustment. and
Exactly.
that-
It's
that's it.
adjustments. This game is all about adjusting, and you've got to be able to do that at almost every hand.
For sure. Yeah, the ability to be
folds.
flexible as your chip stack changes, a very underrated skill.
You've got to be very dynamic and flow.
Like even here, Bridget,
Brigitte here is second stack now,
yeah,
right?
she-
And the
she could
chip
open
leader
for
is
sure.
folding, so she
Yeah.
really could find it open in these.
At least give it a
8
shot.
folds.
I think you should be getting a lot of
I
folds
mean,
there.
I think I'm opening, and
fold.
then I'll see if what big stack does.
oh
least,
Monica,
I
you
think
can't be
she
walking
is.
the 9-10. Gotta jam,
Oh
gotta jam.
dear.
Again, like we talked about over adjusting, and the shorties perhaps, over adjust there. Okay, Monica, she does have Rach, who's slightly shorter, but even still, having 8 big blinds herself, we really have to be jamming here.
Very hard to find a first hand spot. I mean, these points are quite
Absolutely. What we expect to see here, I think, is that we will eventually get a clash
6 folds.
between, one of the shorties and someone, and then
8
the
moves all
game
in.
There goes her
should speed
eggshell.
up.
interesting, yeah. She just has to hope no worries.
You have to hand it to Rach, right? She's been pretty fearless, like
Lot of hearts.
not
Yeah,
not being
absolutely,
bothered
yeah.
about laddering up and
Pass.
calling the jam with the 10-8,
She's
stuff
going
like
for
this.
that.
2
Back
folds.
to back.
Yeah. Now
About to
will
get it through.
oh
There she
oh
is.
wow, quick
Ooh.
folds. Shows you the
It's a good
respect.
fold from the A7 though.
It
as
is.
well. It is in a highly difficult offer.
I think now that you've said it, maybe.
A7 is probably
Yeah.
near the bottom of what she should be. So
Yep.
it's
I just feel. I think that is a good fold. If you
Probably.
can't beat a pair, at least a pair. That's what I feel. The ace is not as strong as you think.
Yeah, I like
Even
calling
with that-
range there.
Even with that 7 kicker, I feel like when the person's shoving it with that stack, they've got at least an ace. So if you can't
Sure.
beat a high ace or a pair, I'm assuming they have a pair or at least an ace.
I feel like a calling range there, maybe ace-9 suited, ace-10 off.
Ace-10 off.
Seems about right.
I'd start around ace-10, I think,
8 folds.
which in that hand.
All right.
Here for Christina.
Okay, Christina, what
She's
you...
be shoving this.
Yeah.
She definitely doesn't want to raise and get jammed on, so a shove is the best way to avoid
One
that.
is racing.
Here we go, and rapid jam as well.
Moves all in.
Get all in is the short
Monica's
side.
got a big hand, but not that big.
This is induced Monica.
And Vanessa with the ace-10 behind.
3 folds.
She's going to get snapped, and Monica is going to be at risk. She's going to have to come from behind here with the king-queen. Well, she hasn't called yet.
She's asking
I mean,
for
she
a
can't
count.
get away from
I never snap call. I
67,000.
always ask for the count,
As you should.
and then I
62,000.
want to make sure I'm not covered. Just
She's not happy about it. I mean, possibly the pure speed that Monica put that in is going to be somewhat disconcerting. But having ace-queen just to... Oh, is she? Oops.
go on.
I think
Christina.
she's
Come on,
fine.
Christina. It's such a good hand.
She won't be putting Monica just
Here we
There we
go.
go. There we go.
Go.
Good girl. I like it.
So Monica
This
at
worked out really
risk.
well for her because if she had shoved, she may not
Ace-queen.
have got this.
You're right.
Position
Exactly.
one and
For
king
Monica to
queen
come.
position 2.
As played, she's got the spot. So
Yeah. So Monica at risk, looking for some kind of straight, or one of the 3 remaining king balls would get her out of the jam. Nothing doing. Very bad flop. Just one of the 3 remaining kings, or she will be out. Or maybe a 3-4 for chop. So drawing to one of the remaining kings.
Kings is it. She's got 2 out.
6% equity for Monica. Can she get there? No, she cannot. So Monica is our 6th place finisher, picking up €845 for her efforts. Yeah, good game, Monica. Good run. Anytime you make a final, it's always nice, and she was short throughout
Player
the
4
final.
eliminated.
Good game, Monica. And we are down to 5 in the hunt for the ladies' event title here at the Irish Open.
and we still have Rachel sitting on 11 big blinds here. So
She's not out yet.
She's handicapping everyone else by her short start here. It should result in the chip leaders getting quite a few open spots. I would be surprised if they didn't start putting a lot of pressure on them.
Nice.
Not the same time as her.
One fold.
All right, back into the mix we go. Now
3 folds.
expect Christina to open, and she has more than a good enough hand to do so.
I almost expect Christina to just open.
4 is
Yeah,
racing
sure.
to 24,000.
Certainly an
Really
option.
want to reduce the shove.
Oh,
And that's exactly
Okay.
what
She's about
she's
to
gonna
find
do,
one.
because
Brigitte.
She is going to shove and she's going to look down at ace 10 and think, this is a hand I really will be calling without ICM, so
Yeah.
should I be calling it now? And it's going to put her in a tough spot. As the chip leader, it's the kind of spot where you just want to stuff in the ace 10 and force people to make decisions with hands like this. But
Position 6. And now the
obviously,
race.
Brigitte would never be folding a hand like 10s, but say she had a hand like 7s or 6s, she'd be in a lot tougher spot here versus shove. Now she has a very easy decision.
wow, she's just going for a click, which is very interesting. Looks like she's inducing, which I kind of admire at this stack depth. It looks like she's making it like
Okay,
55k.
there we go. 60?
Race is 75,000.
Yeah, something in that realm.
75,000.
So essentially putting in just under half her stack.
I like that.
This actually looks even stronger than jamming, right? So
This
I
could
would-
be, this
I
could
would
be
ex-
a pivotal hand right here.
I would expect Christina to just lay this down unless she has a reason to doubt. You know, this would be a suicidal spot for Bridget to just randomly 3-bet bluff. But Christina might know more about Bridget than we do in the booth in terms of how she plays. You know, if she thinks that Bridget has, you know, a random crazy factor, you know, of just flicking in a 3-bet here with any 2, we don't know, but it would be unlikely.
I haven't seen it
Yeah.
from what I've seen today, and I've watched all of these ladies.
I think Christina's going to come to the right conclusion.
Yeah,
here.
I think this just looks far too strong. I think Christina will know she's getting very few folds when shoved here.
I wonder if she's ever considering appeal. Not something I would ever do in this spot, based on stack sizes and the situation five-handed.
For sure. It's so tough though. You've opened the button with ace 10 off.
Yeah,
it's such a premium hand, and you face the three.
Yeah, she does let it go.
Folds.
Good fold, Christina.
Really good. See, that's what we were mentioning earlier. If these ladies would loosen up on their opens, I think that
Yeah,
pushing against the big stack
Handed.
Christina doing well there. Doing well to get away from the ace 10.
really well.
I think it's just super unlikely that Bridget's getting too out of line, especially with Rachel being very short.
And now you have this horror ICM spot.
Everyone has the same stack.
Yes.
Yeah.
One chip
It's
leader has
fairly-
40 odd bigs, and everyone else has 25 to 28, and then one player has 9. So the 3 middle stack players are in a real ICM hurt rock area. They have to really tighten up their game and wait for the 9 big blind stack to bust. But at the same time, they can't all just keep waiting because the chances are this player's going to find an all-in spot at some point and wait for it. So
4 folds.
it becomes
3 folds, 4 folds.
And with this structure, you really just can't sit back and wait.
procedurally should have been opening the queen.
All right,
first
Rach.
there, I
She
think.
is woken
There
up
she
with the ace
goes.
king
Again.
suited. In
Again.
it goes.
And
Now,
one
can she
calls.
find a hand that calls? She
Oh,
does, and we have a
oh,
classic
oh,
coin flip.
goodness.
Cooler.
It's 4
Here we
folds.
go.
Classic.
And checks 4 folds.
The crazy thing here is if Rachel doubles, she's going to be close to second again, even off
Which is,
such a shallow
which
stack.
is really amazing in this
Yeah.
structure.
Here we go, the absolute classic coin flip situation.
Flop.
Rach looking for an ace or king, and there it is, right in the window.
King 3-7.
King. No, super ace.
So 2 outs, no backdoors here for Christina.
That's it.
Drawing to one of the remaining
One of the
jacks.
2 jacks, and that's it.
Does not find it on the turn. So Rachel gonna be over 150k if she can hold, and she does.
No, the king.
Lovely hold from ace king there.
Amazing.
You know what? I have to feel for Christina there. We have such a premium, and Rachel can be shoving very, very, very wide in that spot in the small. Pretty tilting result to see ace king of clubs.
80,000.
And when you go in ahead, but
Look at the rail
Very
growing
tilting.
here to the ladies' event. We have a good 12, 15 people on the rail, which is actually for 4 in the morning or whatever the hell
fans.
we're at. 3 in the morning, that's pretty good.
Indeed.
Couple of
There's some
crushers there.
recognisable faces. I recognise.
do we?
I recognise some very well-known British regs here.
Ah,
Agro Santos.
and there we go, we have
Woody.
Agro Santos and Woody on the rail.
And we have Mark McDonald,
Representing.
well-known Irish pro.
Oh, young Vishal also on the it's a who's who.
Is the who's who on the rail?
Is that Steve Warburton I spy also on the rail? Look at this. My word, ladies and gentlemen of the Twitch chat, it's a who's who of British poker. Oh, grow up, that's enough. I don't have time to factor you in. Unbelievable scenes here, guys.
4 folds.
So we are still 5-handed in the hunt for the ladies' title.
8 is racing to.
Wow, like it's anybody's game here. This is
17,000.
like super close.
Yeah, it's very close.
Hard to pick a
We've
favorite.
got 4 stacks that are literally
And
the
if I
same
was-
size.
Yeah, as the
Come.
chip leader here, you really want to start putting
Position
pressure on. But so far, we haven't seen her do much. She doesn't seem to want to put the pressure on.
Not going
I
to
feel
like-
like she's waiting, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
be waiting. I'd try to increase my
she's a great
lead
spot
even
to
more
start.
because the lead,
Really, yeah.
even though she's
Absolutely.
almost double the second.
Unfortunately,
Chip
sorry,
stack.
sorry to cut you off, Lena. Unfortunately, here this is a mistake from Christina. Should be reshoving all in
Yeah,
pre
this
here.
very
You know, not a
reshove.
hand that we want to flat. We
Definitely
have
not.
16 bigs
One
behind.
checks.
Pretty clear reshove.
I'm shoving that stack.
Yeah, I mean, Rach has flopped huge here, considering her stack size. Based on stack size, I think we just bet call this off. It's not ideal three-way if someone does play back, but not much you can do, especially with the 10 blocker.
It's possibly an over-adjust by Rachel
One
here over
fold.
the 10-9, but it works out well for her. It's a little too wide to be opening the button with such ICM.
I don't think she cares, to be honest. I think she just wants the title.
Yeah, she
I think
wants to
Christina
know.
could have scooped all those blinds if she would
Oh,
have
sure.
shoved it in there.
She
No
may
one's.
well know that
Rachel's
people
not
aren't gonna
calling with
punish her.
9-10.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
If she knows that people aren't
Thank
going to
you.
punish her, it's a fine open.
Rachel, the top aggressor here, 30%
I mean,
flop.
that goes to show you she's the one taking advantage because what we've seen so far is
Hello again, ladies.
Really taking advantage of her chip stack. But Rachel realising that people aren't going to play back to her as much as the other guys might. So she seems to have read the situation perfectly. And that 10-9 off open just there. She's
Here to win, ladies and gentlemen.
here to win and probably playing the best poker situation.
Yeah,
Of all five.
I would agree. So, anyone who is just joining us late in the wee small hours here, we are coming to you on a 15-minute delay from City West Hotel. Day 3 of the Irish Poker Open. This is the final table of the ladies' event, and we are going to play down until we crown a victor. Lena hangs her head.
No,
Come on, Lena, we know that you can
I
do
was
it.
just resting it on your shoulder.
And Vanessa showing some heart, just going
Nice.
after Christina.
It's an interesting play there.
I mean, again, we're seeing that Christina not too concerned about, playing back without a hand.
She had an absolutely atrocious hand there. But,
Yeah.
she's going to have to definitely find some spots to start putting pressure
Sure.
on these guys.
She is actually getting sucked back into the field.
Yeah. It only takes one double up from one. It takes one all-in confrontation before she's the one that's covered, and then she doesn't
it.
have these spots
Yes.
anymore.
Yeah.
So while you have these spots, you really have to.
I think
to
an
take
hour
them.
ago, yes, I would have
Yeah,
been
was the
much more
time to
aggressive,
put the foot down, yeah.
opening up pretty wide,
I mean,
putting a
if
lot
any-
more pressure on the other ladies,
Sure.
Absolutely.
folding their blinds.
If any two of them get in a
I'm not
confrontation
waiting.
and one of them wins chips,
One
she's
call.
suddenly going to be the one that they decide to put pressure on. She'll never see this opportunity again. So
I agree.
Certainly be putting some pressure on with this hand.
And if I'm at this table, I've already watched the other ladies for summer orbits and seen how tight they've been
Yeah.
playing, and I'm opening wider.
Wow, and again she finds herself on the wrong end of the situation, attempting a limp in, which I don't hate. And Bridget is
She
going to
just called,
ISO and
she
just
raised.
takes it
Okay.
down.
Okay.
I don't mind British raising.
Yeah, sure,
I much prefer
absolutely.
a shove though. Just under these situations, you never want to be the person calling for all your chips.
Yeah.
You always want to be the person putting in the all-in.
It always feels a lot better.
Just because ICM when there's pay jumps on the line dictates that. So when you have the king queen there with 25 big blinds and it's limped to you, you probably just shove it all in. Because on the odd chance Christina has limped a pair of sevens and decides to shove all in, you're in a horrible spot.
Yeah, you really are.
You just want to get it in first and hope that you force Christina to
What do you
fold
think
better.
about the fact that you're on a TV, stream table, and people are seeing your cards? That it tightens up the player as well.
It can certainly have an influence, absolutely.
And if if you're unaccustomed to being on a live stream table,
Yeah.
you just feel like perhaps you're scrutinized
I mean,
a
it
bit
is.
more and tighten up even more so
For sure.
than you would normally.
That can definitely be the case.
It's definitely a nerve-wracking experience. I can remember from memory the first,
Well,
the
not
first
for us
time.
because we've been on so many live stream tables that we're pros, but
Of course, but
And
you know.
this
But
is-
you remember the
Oh,
first
here we go.
one?
Rach is going to jam
This
here.
is more like it from Christina, but actually she's run into a hand this time.
I mean, this is a
You
mandatory
think
jam.
I think
Rachel
her
will jam. I think
raises
she
are
might.
too big,
I
but-
think she
Oh,
might.
here we go.
Suck her in. I think she's.
Yeah,
She
Rachel's,
has rifled it.
Rachel's played this.
I mean,
one.
Rach knows what to do in these spots.
Christina's folding.
And Christina, sadly, she's found a good spot to put the pressure on. But,
Yeah.
Rachel's woken up with a hand.
They're up
It's,
6-12.
She needs to keep that up though. She may think she's done it once now. She got punished, but actually, if she keeps that up, she can stay ahead of Rachel and Bridget.
And guys,
hopefully
look
keep her
how
team.
quickly the situation has changed. Anybody from first to fourth here is like banging contention for this title.
Yes.
Even Christina, if she doubles, she's going to be the chip leader. It's pretty insane how
It's
tight
crazy
this
how
is.
tight this is. Which is why if I'm the chip leader, I'm opening much wider, putting a lot more pressure.
Yeah.
She still has room right now. If she waits any longer, she's going to be in the pack with all the others with 20 bigs.
Yep.
Vanessa's playing tight, but she's
Oh, yeah?
been there for a while.
That's what you meant.
She's
This
not
can't
got
wait.
grey hands, but she
Oh, wow, guys, the
definitely
blind-
has that might be considered opens.
Blinds are now 6 and 12k, so we are in the real turbo
Oh,
mode
dear.
now. Vanessa with 17 bigs here.
Oh, this is a close spot. This
Very
is a very
close.
tough spot with threes, and that's actually a good fold. I think she's got two people covering her, or two people less than her, and threes when called are going to stand a very bad shot. I think that's actually a good fold. It's a
I'm
prudent
jamming my
fold.
threes.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. It's kind of turbo-y now.
It is, and that's why I like it. I like
Um,
this, that it's turbo-y, and I'm watching, and I'm jamming the threes because these ladies are not
Not
playing
calling light,
aggressive.
it's true.
Right.
You may even get you may even get some of the ladies to fold like sixes there, like the way that the table's been playing.
And wow,
So
the biggest stack now is 20 bigs.
yeah, this is insane now.
Oh, did we move on down again?
Wow, blinds went up so big.
The sick thing
Did she
here
just-
is
Did
that
she just move from 33 bigs to 22 bigs?
Because blinds went up from 4-8 to 6-12.
yeah.
Wow,
You know,
it's an absolute turbo now.
I'm not sure how much the ladies will consider this, but when the remaining 4 stacks or whatever do equalize, wouldn't be surprised to see a deal made here. Because it's so tight
It's a
and
very, very
it's
high
such
variance
big money
spot,
jumps. All it takes is just one cooler and
agree.
you're in trouble.
Let's just chop it and play for the title.
It may well happen.
6 fold.
Rachel probably opened this.
I mean, Rach is going for the win.
Yeah, and I like this open. She knows the chip leader's already folded.
7.
She can just put the pressure on.
C1 fold.
You know, chips right now is
Yeah.
so big.
And there we go, just like that. You're picking up 30K, right, per
right
steal,
there.
which is just insane.
Which
They
can
have
put
to
you
wake
on
up
the
with a
top
hand.
of the chip list.
And even if they wake up with a hand like Queen Jack, they're probably not going to shove it. You know, they're just going to call and
Yeah.
Queen Nine this realize some equity. So
Let me jump in there.
Lena wants to get in the mix and bash them up.
And we still have 2 ladies left in the pawn last longer. I don't think they've discussed a chop on that
Oh, wow.
560 euro. Rake free. I love a last longer, don't you?
Of course, especially at a final table like this. Gives a little extra spice to the situation.
Exactly. So if one of these ladies took it down and took the last longer down, her payday would be almost 6,000.
Yeah.
5,200.
Might come, more table talk, less commentary. Well, we can't help it if the ladies aren't
Table talk.
talking, guys.
Oh,
Would you like me to send them the memo?
maybe we'll go there and just give them a little kick.
Fold C1.
Come on, ladies, look alive. We know it's 2:30 in the morning. 3:01. Maybe we send them some shots. How about that? Maybe
Could
one
work.
of our Twitch followers might. Maybe someone here. What have we got here? King 4 off. Vanessa really
12,
making a decision with King 4 off. Surprising, the way I've seen her play.
That's it, yeah, that's gone there.
Not sure what's happened
I
here.
think Chris had
she's
the wrong.
deciding whether to limp.
The blinds were incorrectly posted.
Yes.
Fold C3.
So she's limped in with King 4 off, which happens to be actually one of my favorite hands. I've flopped so many full houses with that.
Check
Well,
C3.
she didn't flop well, but
It's going to be a check fold.
I was hoping she'd make a move. Position is everything. You gotta use that position. I think we should go over there and give those ladies a little kick.
Feel free.
Offer them some tea or coffee, or
A lovely idea, in fact. And this entire rail over here as well.
need some more table talk.
I mean, it's easy for people in the chat to say we want more table talk, etc. The ladies have been playing for closing in on 12 hours.
not yet, no.
It's a high pressure situation with big money jumps. I'm not that surprised to see a lack of table chatter.
Now, of the ladies on this table, I've seen Chris talk the most throughout the day. The other ladies have all been very silent.
It's a high pressure situation now. I can imagine why they'd be quiet. You know, it's
I don't
you're
tend to
paying for a
talk.
bit
I don't
of
talk
money
when I
and-
play. Do
yeah.
you?
Well, I
Fold
would,
C1.
but a spot where you're 5-handed, you kind of want to concentrate because you're trying to
Absolutely.
keep track of everyone's
Fold
chip
C3.
stacks.
There's a
You have
lot
a
to
lot
think
of
about.
implications with money jumps. You need to really stay focused, and table talk at that point really isn't as important as just kind of keeping track of what's going on.
Focus, exactly. We're not here to socialize. We're here to grab chips.
At this point, you're going to win money. You know, this doesn't happen
Exactly.
so often. You need to really
No
be
spoilers. Oh, right, okay.
Oh, break.
That's fine. Hang on, let me.
C1 fold. C3 fold. C4 raise.
Here we go.
7,000.
All right, guys, we are back in the mix.
37.
Just getting information that we do have a 10-minute break or so coming up soon. Been a while since the ladies had one. Christina with a big open,
Oh, dear, look at this.
3.1x.
Oh.
7 4.
Yeah, there's not
Brigitte
much
folded
Rach
her
can do.
King 10 offsuit with that.
Which I like. There's really, and other than shoving, you need to know
Let's see
that.
some action hands. Come on, deck.
But based on what we were saying, right, Christina hasn't really been overly aggressive. We haven't really seen her get too out of line.
Christina pulling
Well, the
away now
problem-
with 24 big
That's
blinds.
crazy stuff.
But it actually is her smallest gap, by the way, because she came into the final table with about 14
14 bigs.
bigs ahead of the second stack, pretty sure. And now she's only
Still got a chance of viewers at this time of night. It's impressive.
it's 18 to 22.
I was just dragging down to have a look.
I really like how Tech is flashing the chip stacks and some other stats for us. I like stats.
Super easy to follow, right? It's good. Big love to our tech team. They're also
you.
staying up late.
4,000. 6, 7.
You know, I want to give a shout out to them because they really work hard. You know, they're behind the scenes
I love
making
the
it
tech
possible
team.
for everyone.
Absolutely, they're the ones
Here we are.
working behind the scenes for us to keep everything
We have a break soon. We'll
running.
be in just a minute.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Okay.
Christina, she's had enough.
Oh, yes.
Christina's had enough.
Oh dear, and
It's just
Brigitte,
a good read on Brigitte.
It's
I
gonna
don't
get
know
through.
whether she's figured that Brigitte is
She's
just
definitely
raising
folding.
here as
She's
a bluff.
definitely
It's a
folding.
great show.
Wow.
If it's a read, other than that, it's a very dicey spot.
Very. I'm surprised she.
Go on,
shouted
Christina.
that.
You know what?
Go on with you.
Eventually
Go on with
you're
your
over
bad
it,
self.
right? Eventually you're
Yeah.
over it, and you're like, you know what? I've had enough of folding. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wow, look how close it is. Insane stuff.
It's incredible. The
So
queen
Christina
now.
only has 6 bigs. I mean, it's not that much.
No,
And
she's,
and
no,
like
she
you
has,
say,
she has 13 BBs now. So.
No, from the second stack ahead of.
Oh right, okay. So, yeah, you
well,
mean
then
a
it just
6
flashed.
big
It just
blind
changed
advantage.
again. I was looking
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
last. The
I
last.
thought you were
count.
talking about the shorty.
Hold C4.
Yeah, so now
Just,
you know,
just speaking to the fact that if Christina, who's at the bottom of the chip stack, if she just
Oh,
doubles
there's
up,
it.
Wow,
she's
here
back
she
in-
goes.
Oh, here she comes.
okay, very standard. I thought she jammed King Deuce under the gun. Yeah, I mean, it just shows you now that if the short stack doubles, they're in the chip lead. That's how insanely tight
Precisely.
this is now.
Is my point. And Christina's having a good time, shoving.
Yeah. She's the only one that's kind
Dragging.
of adjusted to how tight
Yes.
everyone's playing, and she's adjusted very well.
Impressive. Because at first I was hoping she'd make some moves, and she had some big hands that she could have done that with, but now I think she's maybe taken in what she's seen at the table, and some of the ladies look bored.
Just
So
6.
we need an action hand here. Let's give us an action hand dealer. Who's our dealer? I can't recognize from the back.
I mean, it sounds like a strange thing to say,
It's
but final
quarter to
tables,
3.
especially this turbo nature, can be quite boring because there's not really any post-flop play now,
No
right?
post-flop
So you're
play.
essentially waiting for a
right
shove,
now, hello.
right? So I can understand, you know, it's been a long day. The ladies are looking at. I would actually like a raise fold here.
Yeah, King 10 off,
Yeah.
great raise fold hand.
But
No
thanks-
one's really playing back.
But
This
thanks
should be
to
a
our
jam.
Twitch stream for following, but if you look in the USA,
Yeah.
I mean, there is a player from the
see, Mark.
USA here. It's only, it's early evening.
I would have liked to see Christina go for 3 in a row there,
Raise.
and Christina immediately punishes this limp.
Yeah.
And she showed her pocket sixes.
I mean, 8, 9 of clubs there. We're all in from the button, right?
I'm all in there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all in for
day.
sure.
Especially given how Christina's played so far. She's actually folded a lot more hands than she should have.
I agree
Given her
with
chip
that.
lead, I think 9-8 will do very well there and get a lot of folds from hands that maybe shouldn't be folding, like
Bless you.
King Jack suited of the world. And
I really haven't seen any one of these ladies make the adjustments that,
So cute,
well,
no?
we're sitting here, but when you're sitting at a final table with 5 players left, you really have to be aware of how they're playing.
absolutely, yeah.
And if I don't see these other players opening,
The rail is growing in the background here. Loving this. See,
and if they're folding
Everyone's waiting
to,
for a winner up
if
here.
they're folding to opens that are fairly standard, I feel like I'm making a move.
Now, I'm biased because Rachel's my friend,
Right,
but
there you
Rachel
go,
has made
Rachel.
the wide opens, right,
That's
that
true.
no one has really
Rachel-
been making.
Rachel is the only one so far, and I think Christina might be catching on.
We
here.
saw her open 9-10 off. We saw her open another couple of hands that were...
Okay, we have ace 3 of clubs for Rachel, and
Well,
we've got
Vanessa's going to fold this.
Yeah,
based
and
on
it
how
just
she's
shows
played
you
so
the
far.
pressure.
I feel like Vanessa never is going to stick this in.
I think it's a good fold, to be
Yeah,
fair.
it is a good fold.
She was on the
But
button,
Rachel
right?
has also realised that she can open a little bit wider given how much people are folding.
That's right.
And that doesn't mean ace 9 off is a bad fold, but
Absolutely.
It's already going to be so
if she had ace 10 off, would she
I'm
have
doing
done
a
the same?
5-minute break. Can I go back?
I need like 10.
Oh, the smoker.
That's man small.
I know you've got to take your picture at this point. Yeah.
No, I have to have both.
All right, Kat, I'll see what we can do. It's 3 a.m., Kat. She's asking me to differentiate between the Christinas.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so purple hat is the lovely Chris Reed,
Tough negotiations.
and
Correct.
then we have Christina in seat 1. So there you go,
Christina with a K.
Christina Litmola.
Yes, she's from
All right,
Canada.
I will try my best.
Why don't we call seat 4 Chris? Just Chris, because I know she goes by
Yeah,
Chris.
that's what Kat is suggesting.
One
Okay,
six.
so
Fold.
seat 1 will be Christina, and seat 4 will be Chris.
All right, Vanessa, time to shove.
Do it, do it, do it. Come on, Vanessa.
Yeah, pretty clear jam here. 12 big blinds. Looks like she's just going for an open.
C3 raise.
Oh, Vanessa, you have to
30,000.
stick it in here.
Yes.
You know what, though, right?
Very
This
strong
this will sound kind of absurd, but the fact that no one is defending light, I mean, I actually think that raise folding, even off 12 bigs, could be a thing here, right? Like chip leaders,
Yes.
24 bigs.
That's my
so
point.
having like a really short stack has more value than normal.
I don't know though, because we've seen.
If no one's defending them,
Who was it we saw? Vanessa was reshoved the queen 8 off.
it's
out
the
of big
only
blind.
time though, right?
You just have to take your spot here under
Sure.
ICM and just get it in and deny people their
I mean,
equity.
I
And
would be
granted
all
they're
in
not.
for sure,
Yeah.
but yeah.
That all now? 12?
In the US, I don't know about anywhere else. I think the European smoke more. There's a lot of smokers out there.
All right, so everybody who is still following this wee small hour,
Fold C3.
we are going to be going on a break shortly, and this is going to get messy very soon because after the break we will be coming back to 816k,
Oh,
which
my
is
God.
absolutely
Oh,
absurd.
dear. That-
Average
that's-
stack's
is
going to
that
be about
everybody's
12
stack
bigs.
size already?
Pretty much.
Pretty much jamming in the bag. I mean, you're pretty much all in.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be outrageous. Chip leader's going to have 19 big blinds. We could feasibly see a situation here, four-handed, where everyone has less than
They have
13
less than
bigs.
13 bigs.
Pretty sick stuff. And it is, it's big pay jumps. Hey, Golf for Poker, love the commentators. Nice job. Thank you for the love, guys.
Being cold, outside freezing.
Here's one.
We're getting a lot of love. That's much appreciated, and we're glad you're
Thanks,
enjoying
guys.
the coverage.
We're trying our Christina here with the ace jack. She should probably just set
40
everyone
degrees
in.
more.
Yeah.
Minus 40 or?
Just put everyone all in. And,
She might be
and
thinking about raise calling. But personally, I would just jam.
Here, but it still feels colder there.
Bridget looks
Raise
interested.
C4,
She maybe just has
32,000.
not looked. Oh.
Oh, a massive hand for Bridget here. In fairness, she should probably raise. She should probably shove this
No, I'm
first
jamming-
raise. from
I'm jamming
Christina.
this.
The problem is Christina hasn't been out of line. If Christina had played
gonna
like a
peel.
normal chip leader,
Oh,
we
dear,
would
she's
expect that she'd be opening hands that she shouldn't be opening. But Christina hasn't played like that. And
But
King
she's
Queen
gotta-
suddenly
she's-
shrivels up
She's
here.
got to jam or raise to
Fold,
isolate.
C6, fold, C7.
That's what I would do with that hand.
There's so many interesting dynamics. I don't think this is the absolute worst.
It's not the worst.
Like
flat.
we can
It
we
really
can
isn't.
just flop top pair here, and
Given how
Christina's going to see
played,
bet.
I'd be slightly scared here with King Jack, King Queen suited, even versus our chip leader.
Oh.
And now she's in a terrible spot. And actually, Christina's bet might let her get away here.
She bet very big.
Yeah, Christina's coming for
Yeah.
65k. I think
think
this is an
she-
easy fold now for Bridget.
I think it should be an easy fold. Hopefully her inner self isn't saying, is she making a move? Is she making a move?
I mean, this
Plus
is one
also-
of these spots. She has made the correct
Plus
decision.
also
Well done, Bridget.
there are also two hearts on there that may have saved her as well. Obviously the ace So good
Yeah, I
fold,
think this is one of
Bridgie.
those spots where you think you might be getting exploited, where in reality you just basically never are.
That happens.
We only
And I
need
don't like that moment when you're.
Yeah, we don't want.
You're like, ugh, you're taking advantage of me.
Exactly. I think I'm calling. I know you don't have it, and then you just give them half of your stuff. That happened to me in the Americas Open.
Basically, that holds the fog real.
I think they are.
Oh, they're about to go on
This
a
is
break.
them negotiating for the quick break.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, they've been at this table now for a couple of hours without one. I think they were trying to get it all done, but it seems that they could not. So, everybody who is still railing, thank you so much for the
Thank
support
you.
at these wee small hours.
And whoever said in the chat, how do I say all in Irish, is Tommy Galeri.
There you go.
Brilliant.
Oh,
Thank you.
sounds like he was your old school friend. Right, everybody, we will be back in 10 minutes. Please come back and join myself, Dan and Lena for the conclusion of the ladies' event here at the Irish Open. See you in 10.
How do you know when the speaker is off?
Because I Hello, I'm Laura Cornelius and welcome to the Emerald Isle and the start of the most prestigious poker tournament in Europe. This is the Irish Poker Open 2019. With 27 events scheduled to start this week here at the City West Hotel in Dublin, as well as the main event on Wednesday, which is again a €1 million guaranteed prize pool. It's set to be bigger and better than ever before. Event 1 here started just a little while ago. That was a €350 buy-in event, Six Max Championship event, and that last year managed to attract 129 players. This year we have completely smashed that number out of the box and doubled it with 258 players. So if that is the sign of things to come, this is the one poker festival I would not want to miss.
Laura Cornelius, and this is the Irish Poker Open 2019 here at the City West Hotel in Dublin. Let's take a look back at yesterday's highlights as the first 3 events of 27 got underway.
7 folds. 8 is raising to 26,000. 1 folds.
How much?
3 folds. 26.
26?
Yeah.
All right, everyone, we are on the home straight here, in theory at least, at this ladies' event final table. Now, Rachel has been increasing her aggression recently, opening the ace-7 of clubs. Oh my goodness me. Christina in deep trouble in this spot. They have both flopped a flush draw, Rachel with the nut flush draw, Christina with king high flush draw. I expect the money to go in here. Christina's leading. I mean, Rachel should jam here. Nothing else we can really do.
I'm pretty sure Rachel's jamming here.
I mean, there's 100k in the pot. We have 2x pot behind. We're drawing to the nuts. Wow, she just calls. I would have liked to see a jam, but if a club comes, she's going to stack Christina. Although she would have stacked. I mean, Christina does not bet fold with this hand. The problem Rach has now is she could get bluffed off this. What a sick flop. I mean, Rach must call turn now. Also,
49,000.
Looks like a bet of around about 45k, 49k. Yeah, this is a little misstep from Rach. Like, should really just be jamming flop. You know, we have some fold equity. We could actually get Christina to maybe fold a hand like 5x, something like this.
Yes.
And of course, worse flush draws and stuff are gonna call off. Oh wow, Rach.
8 folds.
Interesting.
For me right there, Andrew. You know what I'm doing.
All in, baby.
Jam it, baby.
All you can eat, baby. All in on
You
the
wanna
flop.
Call me Christine. Call me Chris, rather.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of a misstep there from Rach. The thing is, right, everyone in the chat goes ballistic at this fold, but on the turn, like, Rachel's in second place in chips right now, and if she calls, she's the shorty. So it's actually a reasonable fold based on money jump considerations on the turn. But we should just jam flop just to avoid, you know, this tough spot. We're drawn to the nuts, and yeah, pretty sick now. I mean, everyone is like joke short.
The power position is the right position. I would have jammed there.
Yeah, she should have shot. Easy for us to say though, sitting in the booth.
I
mean,
flop the nut flush draw. No matter what the other person has, they're not calling. I don't think she's even calling if she flopped a pair of tens there.
I mean, we're just all in, and
okay. So Chris wakes up with pocket fours. She's opening, obviously.
29,000.
Especially with her stack.
you know, actually with the effective stacks, she should just be all in every hand here, having the chip lead. Everyone else has less than 14 bigs. So literally, she can shove every single hand here and make fortune in chips.
This is true.
But
so
Bridget is going to jam ace queen, of course. Christina should. I think Christina will call. I mean, this is the problem with just opening here, right?
Yes.
Like, Bridget has 11 big blinds. We just shove the small blind.
Absolutely.
Our hand is, you know, very vulnerable if Bridget flats.
With that stack that Chris has, pocket fours, I'm jamming.
Yeah, we just
because
shove
I know
big.
behind me, she's going to have a very difficult time unless she has a really good hand. With, what does she have, 11?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a super easy shove for Christina. She might raise fold here, you know. I think she's talking herself out of it. And pocket fours is just, it's
jam
just...
for a full double,
136.
baby.
She might double here.
Oh, she jammed. Did we do? Oh, she did go. I didn't see it. So she went all in. I suspect Chris will call. It's my expectation that she will call.
I'm pretty sure she's going to fold here. Only just, I mean...
What are we betting for? What do we got? A bag of peanuts here?
10 euros.
Let's do it. Okay, 10 euros.
I win.
Oh, you win. I'm so broke with 10 euros right now. We might have to double or nothing on the next one.
I mean, this is why we just open shove the small blind.
Exactly, because
you know,
Brigitte is folding.
I mean, we just have a pair, blind on blind, 11 bigs, easy jam.
She's moving away though.
like genuinely, in terms of if you look at the chip distribution, Christina can honestly shove every single hand pre here and make fortunes in chips.
And so they're becoming a little more chatty, a little chattier from Chris with Brigitte after that hand.
Yes, indeed.
Sorry.
Christina.
We did see Christina rejam Queen 8, but this is a different situation under the gun. Mr. Wilson back in the mix.
3 folds. 4 folds.
Very careful.
We did see a mistake there from Chris. Not the biggest mistake in the absolute world, but she just opened fours from the small. And, you know, the big blind reshoved ace queen and she folded. It was for 12 bigs effective, obviously.
Oh wow, her chip lead has got very large.
It has. We were just discussing
Did she win another?
Oh, yeah, pot against Rachel, actually, pretty sick. Bit of a misstep from Rach, unfortunately. Rachel opened ace-7 of clubs. Christina, she defended with king-queen of clubs. Came 10-5-3 club. They both flopped flush draw. And Christina actually donk led, which is not the absolute worst. But then I think Rach has a pretty clear jam.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she only called. Turn was a 9 of hearts, and she folded the turn to the big barrel from Christina on the turn.
I think Vanessa's jamming here.
Yeah, I mean, Vanessa has to.
I have to jam here with that hand and that stack. What does she have?
3 moves all in.
Yeah, I mean, this is a shove
like-
for
so
sure.
It
there
feels
is.
like a very similar
So
hand
she's
to a
all
hand
in.
like fives, but in this case, you
7
really want to
folds.
have these
8
blockers. The
folds.
king jack blockers are huge.
Oh,
And
she's
flying.
calling.
Here
it.
we go.
Okay.
Good luck.
But she's in great shape here with the king jack.
Shut up.
She'll be happy to see ace queen.
One has ace queen.
Diamonds. She would have preferred a black ace queen.
And
But
position 3 has king jack.
Here we go. We have King Jack of Vanessa up against the Ace Queen suited of Christina. Winner of this pot is going to basically take the joint chip lead.
5.
No help for Vanessa. She's going to need backdoor spades for a chop or a king or a jack. No love, so she has 6 outs. Doesn't look like she believes it's coming.
You gotta believe.
G-
You gotta
G.
believe. You gotta
Ace
believe.
queen.
Good game, Vanessa. So our 5th place finisher, Vanessa Haney, picking up. No, yes. Picking up 1,150 euros. And all of a sudden, it's the battle of the Chris and Christina. They are first and second in chips.
150.
I think we have a lot of fans here of.
Yeah, everyone's
Christina.
loving Chris.
I see, go Chris, proud to be your daughter.
Oh, actually, loving
Is
that.
Is that Chris who just won this pot, Chris? Or
No.
is this the other
I'm
Chris?
not sure.
That's
I know there's
chip leader Chris.
Oh, right, okay. And we have Yo Mama at it again. Let's go, fam. Take this down, Chris. So, obviously, a lot of fans on the way here.
So we are four-handed, boys and girls.
Okay, so that's Christina in charge.
Yeah, so-
Who we're calling Chris,
Yeah, so Chris out in front
Chris.
with 33 bigs.
just to differentiate the two Christinas.
And golf for poker, no, Dublin is not in the UK. It's in the Republic of Ireland, which is a
Yes.
separate country to the United Kingdom.
Uh-oh,
We
let's
actually-
have a Twitch beef. Let's go.
Over 100 years ago, we seceded from the kingdom across the water.
Don't get Dan started, Twitch chat. You're going to get me in trouble. All right, so everybody, we are down to the final 4 of the ladies' event.
And it's only 3:35 a.m. so
Exactly, it's early.
No problem.
7 folds.
So, guys, my name is Andrew
Hey,
Headley.
Gonzalez.
I am your commentator for the week. Myself and Mr. Finton Gavin will be on comms until Monday. Joining me in the booth is the lovely Lena Evans and Mr. Dan Wilson. And here we go. We may have another all-in and call here.
4
Wow,
folds.
Chris laying down King Queen. It's a button jam from Rach. Just shows you how tight everyone
She's
is
gonna just
playing.
fold her way to the top.
I mean, that is a tight fold for sure. There are some ICM considerations, but certainly in terms of chip EV, we should be calling off there.
What the fuck? They should go back to the kitchen.
Oh dear.
To the
I only.
Watch him get blocked here. You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Blocked.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way that our lovely moderators will allow that comment.
8 folds.
I only do raids. I mean, that kind of sums it up, doesn't it? When your name is I only do raids. We got you, mate. We got you, mate.
All right, all misogyny
controlling.
aside, let's get back into the
Controlling.
action.
Oh,
We got
dear.
Christina here. She's probably going to just open jam, I'd imagine.
Yes.
You know,
Oh.
I feel like that this is like a caveat of this specific table. Chris has not been going ballistic. Obviously, we see she's waking up with a hand here. I think like raised folding at this table is kind of completely fine. I don't think you're going to get exploited very much by lots of like 3-betting.
But now you have Christina putting in with
Making moves now.
I mean, this.
I mean,
Christina
yeah, again,
really should
just
be
shove.
putting Christina all in.
To
here.
96,000.
This leads her to a very horrible spot.
96.
Christina with a K decides to.
She fold very quickly. Good fold. Like I say though, right, Dan, I think that at this final table, everyone's playing pretty honest, right? So I don't foresee anyone 4-bet shoving light in this spot. You know, if we're folding ace-10 off so quickly here, you can imagine that everyone is playing fairly straight up. Hence the just opens and 3-bets. Dan's loving the Twitch beef here. Dan is now my Twitch
Is that right?
Twitch guru.
What's he carrying on about?
I have no idea. Did he actually?
Nope.
He's back.
I can't understand some of the proper English. I'm just like, oh my god.
That's not English. That's just
Oh dear, I definitely can't read that
I
out.
can't understand some of that proper English.
1 folds, 4 folds.
Anyway, off we go. And there he is, Mr. Billy Chataway in the background.
7 folds.
Look at this rail for the... Hey, rail, give us a yell. That was weak. That was like very weak sauce, but whatever, alright.
Zero.
Not gonna happen. Pretty awesome though, like... Shows the support at the Irish Open.
Really
There
love
are
it.
like 20 people on the rail at
At
nearly
3:30.
4 a.m. in the morning. Pretty sweet. So
Clearly-
who is going to
clearly
take
none
down?
of them are playing day 1C tomorrow.
Who is going to take down this title and 4.6k euros and
Based
our
on-
ladies event title?
Based on Twitch chat, it seems like it's going to be Christina with a C.
Yeah,
They all seem to
they are giving
have
her the
good
love.
vibes here.
It's true.
Eugene
And-
should just be all in here.
Also, as Lena told us, there is the Tiffany bracelet up for grabs, also for the winning lady.
35,000.
Sweet.
And Rachel Hannigan, she's still in the mix
Fold.
for back-to-back ladies event titles
Wow.
at the Irish Open, which would be a sick achievement. I'm biased because she's my friend, so
Hannigan.
come on, Rach. Anyway, we are four-handed, guys.
Team Chris Reed, so we're going to call Chris with a C Chris Reed, are we? Is that what chat wants?
No, we're just going to say
No,
Chris
going
and Christina.
Yeah, Christina
Oh,
versus
okay.
and
Yeah.
Chris.
Okay.
Have a look at the door, and yeah, you can close it for sure.
Oh, there's a bit
That's
of a breeze.
plenty out of you.
I think the breeze is coming from like here.
7 folds.
Yeah, you can
8
close.
folds.
All right, guys.
and
Christina
4
in
checks.
the small blind, limping in. It looks
Heads
like
up.
with the Queen 4 off.
One best
This is
12,000.
actually pretty interesting. Christina. Oh, it's Christina
Four calls.
on Christina crime here. But we're going for Christina versus Chris. So Christina has limped with the Queen 4 and stabbing flop. I like this peel from Chris in the big blind. She's floating with 10 high. Did have a
One
gut
checks.
shot. Now would be the time to pounce on the check from
Yeah,
Christina.
great spot to start bluffing.
She
with.
does check back though.
And now she's found a card that she's very hard to bluff on because the ace of
One
hearts
checks.
doesn't improve. The perceived range.
Gotta
after
bluff,
back
though.
pre-flop.
She is going for it, and
Four
I
bets,
think this is probably going to
90,000.
work.
1
Small
folds.
bet, though,
Even though
Mike.
she doesn't
Oh,
rep much. I mean, if Christina has air, a small bet can be fine here. I mean, we could maybe value bet 5, but I think we just bet the turn. We just bet the turn small. In any case, nice read from Chris. She recognised that Christina was weak and picks it up. And all of a sudden, she now has double second place again. And is the favourite at the moment to take down this title. It's all
You'll have
open,
an
really is.
8-16
When
running
we
eight.
eventually get an all-in confrontation, could be tournament defining.
8-16 running 8.
the dynamic which currently exists.
8.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's half.
I got to give some love to the Twitch chat, guys. There's like a lot of activity in there for this time of night.
It's just rolling. Wow.
8 folds. 1 fold.
Right. Fold it round to the small blind. Chris, this should be a pretty easy shove.
4.
She is just going to open, continue the trend. Now you can put so much pressure on
3,000 is the raise.
the big blind just based on the money jumps
No, it's
purely.
alright, it's alright.
This was a mistake last time,
33,
just
alright.
opening the 4s and folding to the ace queen jam. But I think that the big blind has folded.
33.
Deserting your chip stack.
33,000.
I think Bridget just gave it up. Although she still has cards in front of her.
Decision is being made here.
All
And
in.
she's all in.
Players have a move.
Wow.
All
And this
in.
may be
Twice.
a function of not being shoved on originally.
Yeah.
We'll see what kind of hand she has.
There we go. She actually
it
does
works
have
out
a big
for
hand.
Christina here.
Player,
Christina would have just
player
run into
4
it.
folds.
But this is actually twice in a row that Chris has raised folded from the small
And I don't
against
think
the
she's
shallow
falling. Yep,
stack.
she folded.
Yeah,
And if she just jammed there,
yeah, she gets away from
I
this
think
one.
she would've-
Certainly from a theory perspective, we should just be all in with basically our whole range.
Yes.
Maybe some traps,
With
like
that
limp
stack
traps
size,
with
no question.
premium hands. But in any case, yeah, Twitch chat, first place payout in this event is €4,610, plus the Irish Open trophy that is sitting in front of me, plus the lovely Tiffany bracelet that has been added to the prize pool by the Poker League of Nations. Got it. Oh my good lord.
It never ends.
Thank you very much, Billy.
beer is coming into
Right.
the booth.
Christina, also, this should be a jam, but
This is
from
a jam, automatic jam. Come
what
on, Christine.
I mean, what we've
Do
seen.
it up, girl. Come on, girl.
32,000 position 1.
Nah,
No,
what
we got 32 here.
what we've seen at this
And
table,
now
people
we
are
can
just
see
opening.
Christina could
No,
put
she's
pressure
going to
on.
call. but
Call.
she-
Position 4.
And she does flat.
Yeah.
Wow, and Bridget has a playable
Wow.
hand.
You got a good
Definitely
hand
see,
here,
this
too,
could be
yes.
a family pot.
Wow,
here.
we're
The
so-
big line has a hand.
Somehow we've gone three-way to the
No,
flop here.
Rachel has nothing worth
Amazing.
peeling. So three-way though, this is a great
This is
spot.
a first
Rachel is going to be
three-way.
delighted to see this.
Yeah.
She could see a player busting this hand. The pot's already 120k, and players with less than double that
Completely
behind. So.
equal hands at the moment.
And
Ooh.
there's the flop we
Oh.
wanted. There it is. So.
Rachel, the happiest person in the room. She is gonna double up. She's gonna ladder up here, I would imagine.
Did you just
It's
say all
not
in?
shoving. Christina's actually in
Player
a
one.
really horrible spot here.
I don't
All in.
foresee her folding.
I don't see her
Yeah,
folding
here we
either.
go.
And player 4 folds.
She's going for it, Vince.
Okay, showdown.
And here we go, Bridget with a
Well,
massive
queen.
draw. Middle pair and a straight flush draw, open-ended.
Incredible spot.
She actually, as we can see, a 6-4 favorite here against
Flush
Christina's
draw.
top pair.
Huge.
The worst time she's
Wow.
favorite. Incredible.
What a face-off here. Whoever wins this pot, and that is
She locks
it.
up on the turn.
Bridget wins a massive pot and takes the chip lead in this tournament.
And now all the players will have to.
Christina
very,
down
very
to 2 big
carefully
blinds.
about
What a
this.
hand.
Christina is so short.
Wonderful hand for Bridges.
Very unfortunate for Christina.
Flops the straight flush draw.
And unfortunately for Christina, she did get it in with the best hand, but too vulnerable against all of the clean outs of Bridget. She is down to 1.5 big blinds.
166.
Odds on to be our 4th place finisher, but stranger things have happened.
Indeed.
I mean, it's so shallow that if she doubles twice, she's right back in this.
Yeah, that flop you had to go.
And Bridget, she's been pretty quiet this final table, but basically in the chip lead now. Shows you
Okay.
how quickly things can change.
Taking my chips all the way down.
Wow.
It's time to let it go, Lena. It's time to let it go. Lingering resentment is bad for the soul. Nice hand, Bridget.
Very nice hand. No, I want her to take all my chips
Ah,
down.
no, I'm just
yes.
teasing you.
I'm happy to see them here.
It's
at
good
Final
always.
Table.
It's
Love
always good
it.
to see your chips put
Yes,
to good use for
absolutely.
sure. I hate. There's nothing worse than like giving your chips to someone and then they just
donk
punt it away.
Yes.
And by the way, an interesting thing there, an interesting
Bridget's
thought.
taking the lead.
Big blind.
But you know, one thing we have to factor in there, right, is if Christina just open jams,
Yes.
she does not bust in that spot. I know we're using
Yeah.
hindsight and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah, yeah.
Of
but
course.
you know, I would imagine Jack 10 of diamonds will fold,
Yeah.
and she'd still be in the mix. So an interesting little sliding doors moment in poker there, where the slightest little, I don't want to say mistake because it wasn't a mistake per se, but unfortunately she is all in the big blind.
9-6 off.
Now Brigitte has at least a limp.
Crazier things.
Will
that
she
happen.
limp?
Oh,
Wow.
Rachel for sure. Come on, Rachel.
Are far too.
That's
too
our
tight.
girl.
All right, here we go.
All right, Christine.
Rachel does have the best hand.
6-9, Jack 5.
Looking to hold and lock up a pay jump. Jack 5 of clubs against the 9-6 off of Christina.
69.
Here we go, off to the flop. Christina has some things working for her here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lots of
Eight
backdoor
of diamonds.
draws, 2 pair of draws.
8 of diamonds.
Oh!
I have an open end.
Wow.
Looking for a 6, 9, 5
Has
or
to watch
10
out
that
for
is
the
not a
backdoor
club.
flush draw,
It's
though.
not a club.
And she gets there on the river.
She doubles.
There it
Full
is.
double.
Up to 30k. Might even be more than that with the blind and antes.
And that's poker, my friends.
Certainly
We have
is.
2 bigs. She went in there with 2 bigs, right?
I think she's going to have a little bit over 30k.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh,
1 big behind.
1 big.
Big blind and
2 more doubles she needs to be back in with at least a fighting chance.
For real, she was left with less than 1 big blind. Now she still only has 1 big blind.
I mean, there might be a little errors
What are
in
we
the-
missing there? Yeah.
Well, because she's
And
now.
what was her stack before?
She's now in the big. Oh, she's in the small now.
I think we can essentially say that she is
The smallest denomination
on
of chips
the
she was left
ventilator.
with.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Chip in a chair, indeed golf for poker. Now, Bridget, very easy open for you here. You can have
7 folds.
There are rails to bring us some snacks.
8 moves all in.
Go on, Rach. Look at that. Zero inclination to ladder. This is actually
1 calls
And that's a
all
good
in.
fold from Christina.
ballsy stuff from Rach.
And ace 4 for Christina. Is she gonna?
Nah, she's snap folds.
Oh, Queen 8 did
we got an
call
all-in?
it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why Bridget isn't opening ace-8 under the gun as with the chip lead, but there you go. Anyway, Rach again the dominant favourite here. And this looks like curtains for Christina. She's going to need backdoor chop outs or 2 running 8s.
Running 8s.
Oh, she does have some chop outs. Surely not. Surely
6
it can't
outs.
happen.
9!
She's got 6 outs. 9.
Oh, good game, Christina. Very well played. Our 4th place finisher is Christina Litmola. Great performance. Couldn't fade the big draw of Bridget with the Jack 10 of diamonds. Picking up €1,535 for her efforts. Good game, Christina. And we are 3-handed. And Hannigan, she's still in the hunt
Fantastic.
for the back-to-back titles. It's going to be close.
Good luck, ladies.
Fantastic final table here from the ladies. Anything can happen with 3 remaining.
Okay.
Oh, that's why.
Hello?
It's a war of attrition, this final table.
Yeah.
I feel like the walking wounded been sitting here that long.
You want to stretch?
I kind of do.
Take a stretch. We got you.
You got me, all right. My old knees can't handle it. Go on, Dan. Take pole
We
position.
might need some snacks coming back. Anything. We need some energy.
Race all in.
And Rachel's got the 7s here. She's open shoving, makes a lot of sense.
4.
Gets 2 folds naturally.
Yours were better than mine.
Not even 1 card higher than a 7 there between the other 2 players. So
You had me crossed.
we have Brigitte out in front with 27 bigs and really might decide to start putting pressure on the other 2 now. We noticed before that the chip leader didn't do that, so maybe Brigitte will play differently, but let's just see what happens.
And by the way, Brigitte is the last woman standing in the Poker League of Nations patch lasts longer, so she picks up another €560.
Wow, she's already got that locked up, so
She's locked that up, so whatever she
Brilliant,
makes on top
yeah.
is that's gravy on
fantastic.
top.
And Christina
done,
here in the
Brigitte.
button now with King Queen off. This is an interesting spot. She's in a little bit of an annoying spot, but probably can just open jam and try and put
3x,
maximum
and
pressure.
3x here.
These raises are 50k. You want to avoid them as much as possible on final tables where there's stacks that are quite close to you, because what happens is when you get reshoved on by any sort of hand, you're in what's called an ICM coffin, and you just can't call off your stack with a hand that's really strong. So you want to be the first one to put your money in and just hope that no one wakes up with a hand better than yours behind.
All right, back we come. Oh.
Seat 6 fold. Seat 7 raises all in. Seat 4 folds.
All right, guys. Back from the stretch, we are three-handed in the ladies' event here at the Irish Poker Open. Rachel Hannigan, Chris Reed, and Brigitte Metivier. That's my best French pronunciation. It's a very French-Canadian, right? That's what I'm going to go with.
Yes, I believe she is French-Canadian.
All in the hunt for the title, and 4,600 euros and the trophy plus the wonderful Tiffany bracelet. So who is it going to be? Certainly getting very shallow. We expect fireworks over the next half an hour or so.
Everyone still seems to be paying close attention, though. No one seems to be overly tired. You know, they're all
surprisingly
really,
very alert.
Yeah, they're all very alert. Obviously, with three-handed here, everyone's running on adrenaline, so
it's time to wake up now.
They're woken up, yeah. And Bridget here probably just stuffs it, I imagine. No, she's just going to raise again.
Okay.
Again, I don't like these small raises, because I'm just worried getting shoved on. But no one's seen a hand behind them wake up with a shove, so it works out fine.
I think an important observation, Dan, is that this is not to denigrate the talents of the ladies. I think they've all played very well, but this might be a difference from us playing like the more high stakes online and live stuff, where people are just aware of, you know, being limp shoved on is a disaster, and just, you know, locking it down with an open shove is very important. Whereas at this table, it seems to be an adjustment that people aren't really getting out of line at all, right? It's just a simple raise is knocking people off the sort of mid-strength hands.
Adjusted to that, so that's fine. Yeah.
Rachel gets a walk with the Queen 6 off. She will be more than happy with that.
Indeed. And Rachel's the shortest stack, yeah, so...
Amazing, but not by a lot.
Scott in the background here laying down the law.
So
Scott's trying to extort some money out of me. Our previous commentator.
Oh, look at this. We've got some footage of the rail. As you can see there, Steve Warburton and Mark McDonnell, two absolute bosses of the UK poker scene. Loving getting footage of the rail, guys. Love it. Mark has had infinite success recently. Lots and lots of deep runs. Oh, here we go. Let's get back to the action. No. Oh, she gets walked with the kings. Disaster. Chris is absolutely fuming. And wow, look at that. Bridget now in the chip lead. 27 bigs, 22 bigs, and 15 big blinds.
And this is great. Everyone guaranteed 2,000 now?
Yeah.
2,300.
Yes. Next player eliminated will get 2,305 euros from their 275. 250? Yeah, there you go. A little 10x basic jump. Rachel should be all in here from the button.
Yeah,
12 hours later.
Looks like she's just going to go for the open. Yeah, she has.
Yes, I'm jamming.
This is what we
like
to see. This is the kind of stuff that forces the folds.
Rachel aware of her shove ranges. Good jam. And she does pick up. I mean, it's so crazy at this point. Every jam. Oh, they've reduced the big blind ante now to half ante because we are playing short-handed, which does make a difference. We are still, you know, every single time you get a successful
32.
shove through, 32k. essentially 10% of
huge,
your stack at
exactly.
least. Yeah, massive.
If you
Are
drag
they playing half ante?
Yes.
They are
You're
three-handed, yeah.
short-handed, yes. They're reducing it.
Now, Christina, I'd like to see an open here, more than good enough.
Great spot
Definitely an
open.
open
Yep.
here.
Christina, yeah.
I go 48 here.
I would get on board with 48.
Yeah, she's gone
I
bigger.
think you've nailed
That's
it.
like
She's at 45 there, maybe. 55, wow.
Big sizing. Personally, I'd like a little shorter, only because I don't see anyone defending anything. So
And the kind of,
I think like 40k is good for me there, but
I think as
Still
well,
drags the 32.
absolutely.
there's a
As
kind
long as
of,
she's not in the blind.
yeah. If you really think about what someone is doing there when they make it 55, they generally don't have a hand that they want you to play back at them with. So it actually makes it a lot easier to play back at them. You know, when they make it 55, they've definitely not got a hand as good as queens or jacks because they wouldn't have made it so big, you know? They just want you to play back, but it actually gives you a much easier decision. So I don't like sizing up that big. Maybe something around 40 would have been a lot
Yeah,
better.
I like it.
Get the same job done.
Seat 6 folds. Seat 7, race all in.
All right, guys, Rachel is all in from the small. Now, this should be a call from
has a
Christina.
call.
Wow,
Oh,
wow.
dear.
Quick fold.
It's,
That's amazing.
You know,
we're still at 8-16?
we are. It's like 16 big blind jam. I feel like in terms of, experience of just jamming, I think Rachel has an edge here. Like her shove ranges have been on. She's not raised fold in hands that are vulnerable.
Yes.
You know, and if it comes down to just correctly shoving, I would give Rachel a slight advantage here. Chris has played very well though. I certainly could not criticise the other ladies' play, but Rachel seems focused on which hands she should just be open shoving.
Agree.
Seat 4, race
Obviously,
all in.
from a pure chip EV perspective, we just flick in ace 8 there, right? Like it's a pretty easy call. Now, Chris, with the adjustment, she's tired of Bridget reshoving on her.
And she's made the
Yeah,
correct shove.
makes the correct shove.
A lot better.
Yeah, we can expect to see lots of all-ins now, and basically when the hands clash it will inevitably happen at some point
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, and have everybody fold. Yeah, only me. Yeah. I understand.
Oh no, it's... All right, so on we go, everybody. Three-handed here, playing down to a winner of the ladies' event. We will be here to the bitter end. We don't need to sleep. It's fine. It's fine.
We're all good.
I don't worry about
I'm
my
wide
long-term
awake.
health. I don't worry about it. It's not a problem.
I'm already awake, so why do we need to go to sleep? It's time to wake up.
Now Bridget is going for an open out the small with a 9-7, and again,
Very shrewd open.
I don't mind the adjustment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a very good play. It's the kind of hand that she doesn't care if she gets shoved on, you know? She just wants to raise it, and if she gets shoved on, it doesn't matter. If she gets called, it still has playability. It's a fine open there.
Absolutely. And it's good to see the ladies adjusting. You know, they are adjusting to the play, and adjusting to the fact that players aren't necessarily flatting much. So I think there's still some room for like raised folds and just opening here, even though we're getting very shallow.
Absolutely.
Bridget
Like
with a
this
good
one,
candidate
Bridget,
here.
Assuming Bridget's the chip leader at this point would make this a very standard all-in. I'm not sure if she is, based on stacks right now, the chip leader though.
She is going to come in for an open.
5,000.
251, and yeah, she is the chip leader it seems. So
Christina's
it's
gonna
a good spot to
defend.
stick both players in and just make them fold everything. But I mean, now we see a flop. Christina's got ace 5, and depending on if it comes ace high, I imagine we'll see some stickiness here.
There's a 7 right in the door.
Interesting flop
And the
now.
5.
And Christina with the backdoor flush draw is just
Wow,
it's just
massive lead. She's bet the pot.
That's
a
a very
really rough
unusual.
spot. Both players
Very
with a backdoor
unusual.
flush draw. Both players with a backdoor flush draw. It just
Chris has just decided. Call that 100k. I think. Oh,
She's got to
Bridget.
jam
and
it.
she's calling.
She does call.
This could lead to some very interesting turns.
Wow. Makes the correct call. Great
What
call from
happens
Bridget
here?
here.
On the ace of clubs.
On the 8 of hearts.
Oh,
Oh,
wow. Wow.
I think Chris is going to shut down, and she does correctly slow down.
Not ball in, I believe. From
Yeah.
Bridget.
That's going to be the end of that. Very nice call there.
Open,
Yeah, she did show. Very nice call from Bridget on the flop. Fair play, she passed the test. Chris did put her to the test with a pot-sized lead. And Bridget, all of a sudden, with that pot, that's a big pot, she becomes a pretty good favourite now. I think now she has half the chips in play with that chip swing.
She's definitely opened up a bit of a lead.
What a battle, I'm enjoying.
Big blind 20, please.
So all of a sudden, Bridget stretching out a little lead here against the other two ladies. Rachel on the button with the Jack Deuce. Will be binning it.
Seat 7 folds.
Wow, look at that. That pot has really harmed Christina's chances. She's in very awkward ICM spot here against Rachel at the
I
moment.
quite like her limp here, given her precarious situation with Rachel on a similar stack.
Yep.
And given Brigitte hasn't shown any proclivity to forcing people
Get
to
really
all
out
in
of
or anything
line,
like
yeah.
that. So a good limp from the Jack 8 here.
We can see now
Nice
she
flop for
she
the
flops
Jack
a
8
double
as well. And a
gutter.
great check as well. It's a great hand to check call or maybe check raise.
Maybe even check shove, right, with the double gutter and an overcard.
She gets to play this slow and just hope for the best. This is interesting now.
It does go check check.
Brigitte might be tempted to stab at if she checked to again, but Christina's coming out with a bet now, not surprising. It's very rare Christina actually has the best hand at this point, so
Sure.
starting to bluff.
Yeah, I mean,
Wouldn't seem
this
like
is
a bad
this is
option.
one of the only combos actually that would make Jack 8 the best hand, right?
Yeah.
Other than 10 deuce, deuce 4.
Yeah, very few 10x
Just
and
6.
8x combos.
Yeah.
You
Lots of them would bet the flop, right,
for
as
sure,
well.
Yeah. So fine to take the lead here and try and fold out king.
Wow, look, Bridget smells a rat here. I think she knows that Christina's range seems pretty weak.
Yeah,
Not
very
range,
interesting.
excuse me, but bet
Yeah.
sizing. She can sense it. Can she pull the trigger? If Bridget jams here, this would be pretty sick.
I could see her making it 70k. And
Yeah.
just-
Think she's talking herself out of it. She does. Nice pickup from Chris. Every pot now just absolutely critical. And nice little recovery from Chris after losing the big pot with the ace-5. So there you go, Bridget with half the chips in play. Christina and Rachel both battling it out in pretty much joint second place. Not unsurprisingly, the ladies are going to be pretty tired at this stage. A long old grind. So guys, I'm just going to give you a bit of information about tomorrow. We will be starting live coverage of Day 1C of the Irish Poker Open main event. That is our €1 million guaranteed prize pool. My co-commentator, Mr. Finton Gavin, will be kicking things off at 2:20 local time here in Dublin. And I will be having a well-earned rest and joining the action a little bit later. And here we go though, Rach all in.
Rach all in with 10s.
It's going to go limp fold.
Easy fold from Queen Deuce.
So please join Finton tomorrow from 2:20, and I will be in the mix in the booth later on. Almost feels like a bit of a beat there for Rachel, right? To not get a bit more
Yeah,
action
you-
three-handed with 10s.
When you have that short a stack, you definitely want the action, but not to be.
Look at this, look at the love. Be sure you guys give Chris some coverage. I'm giving her lots of love. There's lots of, I feel like there's Team Chris in the Twitch chat. Team Chris.
Oh, there's definitely been, and we love Chris as well. She's played well. And
Played
we're-
very well. Rachel might
but
jam
also
here.
Rachel's played extremely well here.
She may be going for a limp. I really like this, right? I think she's playing very well. You know, recognizing that no one's really been putting the hammer down. Ooh, similar situation yet again. Double gut shot. Who's shuffling these cards? It's exactly the same spot.
7 bits. 17.
Team Chris in the chat, they're loving it. Rachel will win this pot with a little stab. Oh, it's going to be close. I give Rachel a very good chance in this tournament.
Wow. Wow, look at her chip stack. I went away for a moment, and all of a sudden, all of her stack is
If she can find the
fantastic.
double.
She's been winning through small pots at the right times. You know, she's just been putting in little bets here and there, just keeping herself alive.
I didn't realize I walk away for 3 minutes, and we completely changed positions here.
Yeah, anybody's game. Every one of these three ladies still in the mix.
Will shove this, no doubt.
Yeah, Rachel's gonna jam.
Definitely jam.
It's got
I mean, she is going to jam. I don't think I would, but I think she will.
Pretty much a mandatory shove here.
But she's just
no, she's raising.
going to raise.
7 raises 33,000.
Now Chris looks interested here. Yeah, she has ripped it. This is the problem with Rachel's play. Bridget has 8s. Oh my goodness! Now the fact that
my favorite hand, 8s.
The dynamic really changes here with the just open and reshove though. Oh, if
8s is far too strong a hand to fold here.
She lays it down. Rachel kind of has to fold now, which she does. Bridget could have had the tournament right there.
Right there, I think that was.
And Rachel should have been out.
Yeah.
Should have been out, but she's survived.
And I'm gonna have to give Chris a bit more love there. It's alright, let's take photos. I'm gonna have to give Chris love there for adjusting and reshoving as wide as King 9. It's not that wide, but you know, she noticed that Rachel's open was weak.
Yeah, stole a lot of equity there from 2 other players.
She really did. Somehow gets 2 better hands to fold, which is something we rarely see 3-way. Yeah. She's still in there.
C4 folds.
Brigitte should be all in here for sure.
Yeah.
She's just raising.
45,000. 6 folds.
Epicurus, I don't get these commentators. Well, I don't get you either, my friend.
Don't get.
Hey, Figs Girl, love the comments. Thank you very much.
Yeah, what is it that you don't
why
get?
don't you like
Explain yourself, Epicurus.
You got some splaining to do.
I stopped worrying about the bad press a long time ago. All right, Rachel in the small. Jack 8. She looks like she's going to go for a limp again.
C7 calls. C4 checks.
And Christina checking the 9-10.
Again, a good adjustment to limp the Jack 8 here.
Does outflop Rachel. I expect Rachel to bet like 17k here, like she did last time.
And I can picture Christina
look at
getting
that.
frisky here. Christina has the backdoor flush draw, 2 cards close to a Jack. It's a very tempting
the flop's
hand to continue.
different.
And she's coming in with a raise. This is
Rachel
exactly what we'd imagine she might do.
I think the flop's wrong, by the way. I'm sure I saw 9-4 deuce. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, Christina's raised and Rachel's folded.
Right,
that
right.
makes a lot of sense.
So,
in
fact,
it was
the pair was the
9-4
other way
deuce.
around.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. All right, guys, now updated chip counts. Bridget out front with 32 bigs, closely followed by Chris and then Rachel. And here we go. Rachel Hannigan is all in. Now Christina in the small with an interesting hand. Does fold. Oh, Bridget calls. Here we go.
Wow.
We are flipping.
Wow.
Flipping for the chip lead.
Rachel ahead at the moment.
Yeah, Rachel has got it in good shape. Here we go.
What's it gonna be?
Uh-oh.
in the window.
Wow.
That'll do it.
Rachel's going to need an ace or she is going to be out the door in third.
Oh,
that
it's over.
is
It's
it.
over.
Good game, Rachel. A magnificent effort at defending your title. Rachel Hannigan, she is our third place finisher, picking up €2,305. Great attempt, won this event last year and takes third this year. So here we go, guys. We are heads up for the ladies event title. It is Chris against Bridget for the win.
Seat open. 19 more. Oh, okay.
And here we go. 4.6k for the winner. I believe second place is in the realm of 3.2k. And off we go. So Bridget with a commanding chip lead, but we know that can change heads up pretty quickly.
Yeah, there are the big blinds, small blinds.
I'm loving the Twitch chat. We're getting some love for Bridget now, saying Bridget is walking this. Chris ain't got a hope. Love it. The old Twitch chat. Our brave, intrepid commentator, Laura Cornelius in the background, looking excited to get a winner's interview on the go. Guys, I gotta just give a lot of love to the team behind us here. Everybody willing to stay up late to provide you with this wonderful coverage. And right off the bat, Bridget top 2 against the middle pair of Chris. Chris could get in some real trouble here. Again, she's going to lead from the big blind. We've seen that this is a trend.
Yeah.
I would really like to see Bridget flat here.
Yeah. Not a bad lead from Christina here.
She's jammed.
All in a bit of an overplay there from Bridget.
Yeah, I think this
up some more chips from Christina. But in any case, not a bad lead from Christina. She had middle pair with a nice diamond card that allows her to navigate turns a lot of the time. So well played by both. Maybe the shove was a bit too big.
She can deny equity, right? Leading with the 3 to 2 random overcards and protection. I would have liked to see a flat call from Bridget there, especially heads up. It's such a monster hand.
Yeah.
You know, you want to give Christina the opportunity to get more chips in on a later street. Commentator, stop being biased. It's unprofessional. I guess you're trolling, GG Fab. I have no bias.
Who are we biased for, GG Fab? I think we've been very evenly representative of all players.
Don't feed the trolls. Anyway, on we go. Bridget now with just over 3-1 chip lead.
Again, for second place. I'm also right there with you. I'm going to hand you the trophy. It's about winning. So, I give you the trophy.
I have no favoritism. Actually, I was biased towards Rachel, and she's out now, so there you go. So who's going to take this down?
Nobody was trolling you when you were rooting for Rachel.
It's time I win.
Fantastic effort from both ladies, let's be honest here. And they are competing heads up.
They've been playing for over 12 hours.
12 hours.
So.
Fantastic effort from both the ladies, whoever wins now.
I can barely talk. I mean, how can they be thinking?
Tell me about it.
A lot of adrenaline rushing right now.
Big blind, please.
And the stacks
She got her cheer all going.
teeter-tottering back and forth.
Yeah, it's going to be a
As
wild
they will
ride
do,
here.
as they will do this deep.
C4 folks.
Christina's just open folding in Jack 4. It's not a bad open fold. We're so shallow here.
Yeah.
But given that we've seen neither player opting to raise quite often versus limps, it's a good spot if you are the original limper to adjust and just start limping a lot. Because often you're just going to see a flop. The other player won't probably bluff raises, so we could just see people limping and seeing a flop here quite often if they adjust it correctly to each other.
Sure.
I'm telling my age. Most of my adult life I've been in Atlanta.
Bridget with ace 3. Another good spot to limp. Not a hand strong
Actually,
enough
Chris is like 12 bigs now, so we can just jam.
Oh, she's got
Yeah,
12
you got 12 bigs now.
Wow, it's so short.
Yeah.
So shallow.
She has allowed Chris to see a flop. Could be a mistake. Has a hand that plays very well. Queen 7 of clubs. Okay, there's a good flop for Bridget. A small c-bet should take this down. Yep, which it does. So she has managed to grind Chris down now to 10 big blinds. Chris will be hoping to get a spin-up happening pretty quickly.
And we've seen it happen before. So
My dog
we
just...
never give up.
Rick Reed, we're loving this.
We've
Dog
seen
just
it,
pooped
we've
on
seen
the
it
floor,
happen
eh?
before, so
Of
we
course.
never give up.
One double here, and it's becomes a 3-2 chip lead, which is not insurmountable in the slightest. Here we go. Chris wakes up with the big hand.
Okay, she's all in.
I would have liked to see. I would like to see a limp actually, like a limp trap here.
Yeah, especially now. Like
Hand
a
is so
that's
good.
As strong as 10-8, just.
You know, if you limp and your opponent has like a King X or a Queen Jack type hand, they may just jam. Anyway, important for Chris to stay afloat. She does pick up the blinds in ante.
I'm one of the 3 Christinas that started at the final table.
So Bridget, 4-1 chip lead. And here we go, guys. You can see our ladies' event trophy approaching the table.
There it is.
Accompanied by the beautiful Tiffany bracelet that the victorious lady will proudly take home. Bridget with another spot that she could just jam here.
4 is all in.
And here we go. Christina has found a jam.
Yeah.
This
And
is pretty
Brigitte,
close.
Having not shoved originally, will get away from the King 7, which is quite a feat at this stack depth. It's very difficult to have folded a King.
Absolutely.
In any sense, at 10 big blind deep.
Yeah, I mean, I would just be all in pre and we would be flipping for the
Yeah,
title.
just flipping for it, yeah. But in any case, she maintains her chip lead here, 3-1, a little bit more.
And here we go, Chris with another hand that she could just open shove, and she does. She's in again. She's going to get this one through also.
Yeah.
So it's slowly climbing the
back.
mountain.
Yeah.
Climbing the mountain.
And she's shoved there in a spot where, in the opposite spot, Brigitte didn't shove a relatively similar hand that could have played well like King 8 off. So you can see where these small little differences are making a big amount of difference in chips.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah,
As we know, every pot in heads-up poker absolutely critical, especially at this shallow stack depth. So anybody who is somehow just tuning in, we are heads up for the ladies event title here at the Irish Open. Chris up against Bridget for the win. I am Andrew Headley, your commentator for the week. My co-com Fintan Gavin will be back in the booth tomorrow at around about 2:30 p.m. local time to cover the main event. And I want to give a big thanks to my boy Dan Wilson, who has joined me here this evening, and Lena Evans for giving me some support so late in the night. Bridget again with a shovable hand, heads up.
And we'd expect her to just stick it in here.
Raised to 60,000.
She's gone for a Justin Open, interestingly.
Again, she's probably planning on calling off there, I think, for such a small stack from Christina. But in any case, Christina isn't on the worth playing. So, well,
Kevin says, is there still a big blind anti-heads up? Yes, but it is halved. Oh no, they've taken it away. Okay, so there is not, it would seem, unless the graphic is incorrect. Likely be a half ante, or no ante?
Should have been at this point, I would have believed.
It actually looks as if they have removed it based on the graphic.
Let's just have a look, see if we can see what gets pushed to. Yeah, I don't see an ante getting put in there, so actually, yeah.
It would appear that they have removed it.
Given how short they are, it won't really matter.
Yeah.
But the action doesn't need to be forced when people are playing this short stack. But yeah, surprising.
Pass.
All All right, we have 40 big blinds of Bridget again up against the 12 big blinds of Chris. Looks like a walk incoming for Bridget. Perfectly understandable with the 7 deucey.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite hands.
And we go on.
Action is on you.
All right. Bridget this time going to return the favour and walk Chris. Understandable at this shallower stack depth.
With no ante in play as well, you don't need to be limping or in any way getting involved with hands as weak as 6-3 offsuit. No pictures of Conor McGregor. Yeah, we don't need that.
We like to stay behind the camera, guys. All right, here we go. Chris wakes up with a premium. Ace 10 off. Now, is she going? No, she has just ripped it. I thought she might have gone for a little trap. I do think that based on the fact that neither player is ISO shoving too wide, I would like to see some limps with these stronger, parts of the range.
Well, I guess
Although I guess if they won't raise.
With a hand like Ace 10 off, it's not going to play that well. And maybe a hand as strong as like Ace Jack suited or Ace 10 suited might be a good limp. But with Ace 10 off, it's a good hand to just put in your shoving range because it benefits from taking down the pot right now. And it just doesn't have as much playability post flop.
And that's fair.
Yeah, given the fact that people aren't ISO raising as much or aren't even calling off as wide, I could imagine limping a nice, pretty serious hand a bit more often. And a walk there with the Jack 10 suited.
Yeah, that's
9-6 probably strong enough for Brigitte to limp.
Sure.
And just try and see a flop. And hope Christina doesn't jam. But I imagine Christina would have jammed the Jack 10 suited there.
Yeah, you're good. All right. So on we go, guys. Still in the mix. It's all up in the air. Who is going to take down the title? Now, Chris, see, I would like to see a limp here. I get the feeling she's just going to fold. No.
Congrats.
You can only do one
Interesting. Okay.
Call.
Yeah. No, it's not going to work.
Gamma-rama right here, babe.
Whoa! Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jam and snap fold.
Suddenly the graphics was.
Once you double up.
And Christina had a hand that would have definitely had a consideration for shoving there. 9-5 suited, pretty hand, but she's got away from it. And it's worked out very well.
But even with these chip stacks, if Chris doubles, she's right back in there.
Absolutely. If Chris finds the double, all of a sudden she's going to have like 22 bigs up against 32 bigs. Becomes super close. It's all basically all comes down to the next all-in. If Chris can double, she's right in the mix for this title. And of course, if Bridget does find a hold when it comes, she will be our champion.
I mean, we came into heads up with Chris like 4x. It was 800 versus 250, right?
That's basically where we're at.
Yeah, and it's moved back and forth, right?
Chris has slightly closed the gap. As far as I know, there has been no talk of a deal, in fact. The ladies are not willing to chop it up.
Just playing it out, and now we have King Jack offsuited, decent hand.
Here we go.
For the jugular, we want the win, outright win.
Nice.
Now she's going to raise call.
Imagine she's ever planning on raise folding
65.
this.
Yeah, it's going to be the raise call. Bridget with the shake of the head.
Yeah.
And Chris slowly closing the gap.
That's a good feeling.
Oh, absolutely. Heads up is an absolute battle at times. I feel like Chris will be confident that if she does get this double, she's going to be right in the mix.
Small blind.
Even though I have this little bitty stack.
I ordered breakfast for us, by the way. Hope you like scrambled eggs.
Did you actually?
I mean, this heads up, I mean, we don't know. This heads up could go for another 2 hours. It'll be 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Call.
Now, Bridget, with the adjustment, unfortunately her timing is off, but I do like the limp.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're just waiting for a clash to happen. Hasn't happened yet.
And
look,
the
she's
gap is
slowly
closed. Yeah,
narrowing.
she's-
Almost pulled it back to a 2-1 deficit.
And she just mentioned that she thinks it could be one of those 9-hour heads up.
Is that what she just said? Oh, dear.
Yeah. Literally, I've seen like 9 hours. I mean,
Chris with a playable hand. Now this hand I would limp.
Yeah,
for
I believe
sure.
that's a good limp there.
As we can see, Bridget with a pretty weak holding.
Well,
It's hard to be too critical of the ladies. I would be very tired at this stage.
yeah.
Hard
yeah.
to blame them for playing like a low variance
Yeah, both.
jam or fold game.
Neither want to make big mistakes, and both would rather wait for a hand that's playable and make an easier decision than 9-7 off.
I feel like Gigi is definitely trolling in the chat here. Certainly feels like it.
GG.
I think she's pulling my leg, so to speak. All right, Bridget, Queen 10 of clubs. Big hand heads up. I think she's just opening. She is. Here we go.
55.
I don't think we can raise fold here.
Oh,
Here we
yeah.
go. This is it.
Showdown.
And it's a flip. Here we go.
It's
Chris,
almost
a slight
exactly.
favorite. Now, if Chris wins this part, she's going to take the chip lead.
6% ahead here.
Here we go. And the Twitch chat goes wild. Oh, the flop is ace high, but oh wow, action. Chris with top pair, holding at the moment, needs to
You
fade a
get some
queen or a
outs.
10. And that's a
great
brilliant
turn
turn for
for
Chris.
diamond.
Fade a queen or 10 that is not a diamond, and she will double up into the chip lead. And she does! Wow.
Just goes back and forth.
Here we go, just shows you never give up. She finds the hold.
Never give up, never surrender.
Wow. And the battle continues.
Yeah.
What a hold for Chris. Great turn. Turn is just such a high morale.
Absolutely.
A high morale
yeah,
result.
that diamond
Cover
is
in diamonds.
So huge. So huge.
And
306.
just like that, Chris takes the chip lead.
306, huh?
She back in the lead. Ooh, wow.
Look at the love in the Twitch chat. Everyone's loving it. And look at that. 29 bigs plays 23 bigs. Still anybody's game. It feels like next all-in's the winner, but we will see.
No, you can handle it.
Still no talk of a chop, Dan, in your ear there.
These guys are just.
I'm loving
These
that
guys
from
are
the
just
ladies,
loving it.
to be
They're
honest.
They're just wanting to play it out.
Absolutely. Look how beautiful that trophy is.
Mr. O'Leary.
No
Hello,
phone
gentlemen.
alone.
We have some more guests.
I don't know why I'm
in the
Mr.
booth.
O'Leary. I'm tired. Been in the booth forever, mate. Oh, unbelievable stuff.
Andrew, how are you?
Good, mate. How are you? Pleasure to see you.
Nice to see you, my friend.
Literally been in
yeah.
here since 2 p.m., my friend.
Could be worse. You could be talking to Dustin.
I was. I was earlier.
Yeah, he was here earlier.
I was. All right. Guys, we are closing in on 4:30 in the morning here in Dublin. We have been in the booth for 12 and a half hours. It is a grind, but let's go.
What are you doing? What are you streaming?
The ladies event heads up for the title.
All right, okay. Who's with?
All right, everybody, we are heads up. Chris has just retaken the chip lead. She's going to get a walk.
Off.
Easy game. And it's a pretty big jump, right? We have a €1,600 pay jump coming up here between second and first. In our heads up between Chris Reed and Brigitte Metivier. And that is a sexier pronunciation
Yes, it's
as I just
lovely.
managed. Beautifully
It's sexy.
handled. Anyway, Chris with a big hand heads up. She has the ace-9 off.
All in.
Good spot to.
She's
And
just
now
ripped
she's
it.
going
Oh,
for
this
the
is
open
it.
shove.
And
This
call.
has got to be it.
Showdown.
And it
Oh,
is.
wow, and they're
And
all
Chris
in.
has got the best of it for the win.
Against King
6-4 favourite to win the title.
Double it up.
Bridget with the absolute
Does she-
snap.
Does she have her covered though?
Christina's got
Here
the
we
chip
go.
lead, or got
Whoever
more
wins
here.
this pot is basically going to win, you would think.
would think.
Oh,
queen in the
Bridget
window.
pings a queen.
Wow.
Wow, Chris is going to need a backdoor straight or an ace.
Or an ace.
Or she is going to be crippled. No
Oh, that's
help
no
on
good.
the
Just an
turn.
ace.
3
Only
outs.
ace, 3 outs.
Can she get there?
Oh.
No. So Bridget now with a commanding chip lead. 8-1 chip lead now for Bridget. Chris really in trouble.
That's my luck heads up though.
Incredible stuff.
Yeah, it's a very large chip lead. Now we have about an 8-1 chip lead here for Brigitte.
I was ahead.
Yeah, Chris is going to have to pull off something very special here to come back from this deficit. So Bridget takes the monumental chip lead. Chris down to 6 big blinds.
4.
Gonna need a spin up.
Okay, 3. 4, 420.
Unlucky Chris, right? She got it in for the win.
420.
Got it in good.
Change one.
Yeah, there was nothing to be done there.
It's not impossible to recover. 6.5 bigs.
Yeah, she's
Gonna
just
need a
take
couple
her
of doubles
spots
up.
straight away now. No, she has to be ruthless. She has to just take some very marginal spots with some
That's it.
very marginal hands.
I mean, the insane thing about heads up poker, as we know, Dan, is that, 2 doubles and we're even again.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
certainly not impossible for Chris to recover.
Yeah.
She's looking pretty down at cast. We'll see if she can spin it up. And there you go, guys. 46 big blinds for Bridget, playing against the 6 big blinds of Chris. So yeah, Chris is going to have to find an immediate double to get back in the mix. But look at the support she's got in the chat. I admire you guys still following the action. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Heads Up in the ladies' event of the Irish Open. And this could be it.
Now we're just going to shove all in here.
Yep.
And
Any type of hand for Chris will be a call-off here. She has so much invested already, and this is
King
going to
eight,
be
that
it.
should do it.
Must call. Oh! She folds? Chris.
Oh, wow.
Mandatory call-off.
Chris there with King High. It's very hard to find King High in heads up play. I think that would have to be a.
The blinds
Call.
at 10 and 20k. Very, very surprised to see Chris fold there. Maybe a little bit shell-shocked from the last hand.
Big blind, yeah.
They won't come up with that. Now, Chris, with the 10-3 suited, again electing to walk.
I mean, you've got to shove there with the 10-3 suited.
Yeah, there's
It's
so much in
actually
the middle.
Look, and you have Bridget sitting there with 7-6 offsuit. It's a hand that'll do pretty well.
SD Rhodes, no, it's not a mandatory call-off. Believe me, my friend, from many, many years of poker experience, King 8 there is a snap call. 5 big blinds, we cannot fold. Well, we can fold, but we shouldn't fold. Bridget is going to walk Chris here with the Jack Deuce. Can you guys give a shout out for Georgia? Of course I can. Georgia, excuse me, railbirds, pipe down. I will give a shout out to either Georgia the lady or Georgia the state of America. Or the place in America. I'm tired, guys. It's 4 a.m. What can I tell you?
Is it really 4 a.m.?
Shout out for Georgia, USA.
It's 4:35.
I'm loving Georgia, USA. I know, have to give the shout out. There you go, guys. Georgia,
ATL
represent.
in the
What?
house. I assume that's Atlanta.
I
is
don't
it?
know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. So, can Chris find the spin? Yeah, Chris needing a miracle spin up here. Is this it? She may get a walk here.
At least I didn't go in front of
He
you.
does.
That was very quick. He, on the other hand, right?
We have seen some sick comebacks over the years, heads up. I wouldn't rule it out just yet. The blinds have gone up, I believe, or maybe, no, they've capped the blinds, I believe, now. Shout out Suffolk. Guys, come on now. I've been working for 12 hours. I can't be shouting out to everything. But you know what? Last one.
Suffolk.
Come on, Suffolk. Let's go. Shout out to the Suffolk crew. Don't say we're not good to you. Oh my God, Pennsylvania as well. Pennsylvania.
Jeez,
Let's
we're
go.
just shouting out everything, are we?
Oh my
Atlanta,
God.
Georgia, Pennsylvania,
Everywhere.
Suffolk. You know.
Shout out to Andre the dealer. Let's go. Come on,
Come on,
Andre.
Andre.
Loving you. Let's
Yes.
roll.
Andre, Suffolk. Let's go, Suffolk.
Andre, let's go on a road trip
Atlanta,
to
Georgia.
Suffolk, Pennsylvania, and to Georgia, culminating in. I don't even know anymore. Come on, guys, let's get it in. Here we go.
Oh, yes.
Bridget is gonna jam.
All of it, Bridget.
You mates are fun. Absolutely, we are. Is she limped? That would have been pretty bossy. Is this it? It looks it is it. She has called
Yeah,
off.
she's calling. And
Here we go.
we
Did elect to
I'm quite
call off
surprised
with
given
King
she
High on
folded
this
with King
occasion.
Eight before that
Yeah.
she's decided to just make a stand with King 4, but
This
a
could
good
be
stand
it.
nonetheless.
For the title, can Bridget find a hold? Oh wow. Up and down straight draw for Chris. The 8 is no good, but a 3, a 4 or a king would get her a double. No love on the turn. She has 3s, 4s and kings working for her. Bridget is the champ. And it's over! Congratulations, Bridget. And so Bridget Metivier is our champion of the ladies event here at the Irish Poker Open, taking home €4,610. And let's give some big love to Chris Reed for a wonderful performance, taking home just over €3,000. You played wonderfully, well done. And guys, that is it. A valiant performance from Chris. Was one coin flip away from victory. Congratulations to Bridget.
And well done, Bridget.
And guys, the coverage, c'est fini,
So amazing.
to talk about the Frenchness. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you and all the support you have given us throughout the night.
Thank you.
And-
Thank you
yeah,
even
that
to
was
our,
great.
Thank you
That was
even
great.
to
All
our
that remains
trollers
to
in
be
the trip
done.
stream.
Thank you, Mr. Dan Wilson. Thank you, Miss Lena Evans.
Pleasure.
She's left me hanging, guys. She's on social media. What a surprise.
Well done to
Anyway,
everyone at that final table.
thank you, everybody. Please come back and join us tomorrow. Coverage of Day 1C of the 1 million guaranteed main event. My colleague, Fintan Gavin, will be in the booth.
I'll be sleeping in.
Please come and join him at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. I am going to go to bed. Thank goodness. Good night, everybody. We will see you tomorrow for coverage of Day 1C here at the Irish Poker Open. Good night.
Night.
Thank you.
Well done.